And you're not listening. It is your choice to make a little mockery. It won't do. Further down the line, still surrendering, trying harder to forgive you. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile and don't speak. Will you please slow down?
That means so much, T. So I'm really excited for you to analyze the first couple of picks and the first couple of bans as well. Talk me through it.
I think importantly enough, it's the kind of the crossover that both of these teams have. They have shown that Nyx, Puck, and Kotal are the kind of their favorites. I think then both teams have shown respect to kind of one strong hero each, where the Secret has banned out the Io, and then Nigma has banned out the Shaker, because both teams have demonstrated in history that these are some of their favorites. So yeah, it's 2 meta bans and 2 respect bans, and then of course Kotal was left through at the very end. And interestingly enough, you have to remember the fact that Nigma has played one more game than Secret, so that's a Dark Willow. You're very happy to see that, Shaker.
I am. I'm a big fan, but I'm also a little bit confused.
I'm excited about it. Like, it is confusing because it's surprising because nobody's been picking Dark Willow, but the fact that they're opening with it it tells you something. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm excited about it.
It tells you something.
And you know what's another hero that Nigma did really well with their first couple weeks is Bloodseeker, and I'm very curious to see if Bloodseeker squeaks his way through too, or if Nigma doesn't value it anymore. So there's so many cool questions we get to see answered here.
Like, the important thing is, because of the schedule and how teams scrim, they've got this week-long prep where it's very easy to allow a team to play Kotal because it's so in the meta. So Secret's clearly had times where they've been able to practice like certain openings or even combos, or they've actually picked Kotal themselves, and maybe, you know, Liquid, for example, has played some Willow against them and they can understand a bit more. So yeah, I like the idea of just going for like a newer opening. It really puts them, there you go, and now Slark as well. And this most likely is simply a Slark mid into that Batrider, because Nigma, when they first phase this Batrider, normally goes to Weehaw, right? So this is Secret's way of saying, we can just plonk a Slark in that lane, and now you're not going to feel too great about having this early pick bat.
Yeah, and it was actually Miracle that played a lot of Slark into bat earlier on in the tournament. Also, one thing that I am excited about for this series, as we are entering the second ban phase, is that both of these teams, I think both of these captains, are kind of known as meta setters, meta evolvers. They are always on the hunt for new things. And I mean, I'm excited to see new things pop up. I mean, already with the Willow. Moxie, what are you making of this?
I mean, they mentioned a lot, like during Matsu's interview, they said they're scrimming, like they've never scrimmed this much in their lives. So, you know, you're seeing these kind of quirky openings, but they've definitely had the chances to, you know, try these out to see, you know, all right, if we open with this keeps our cards kind of close to our chest. We can, you know, have a little wiggle room here. They don't know where it's going. And again, like you said, Team Secret, they've just historically always been kind of, you know, a team that's setting the meta. I remember seeing Yapster playing a support Luna at one point, and I go, oh God, is that showing up in my pubs from now on? But like, that's kind of the thing though, right? Is that the best teams create their own meta and everybody else follows it.
Yep.
So I'm loving what we're seeing so far. I don't understand it quite yet, but
That's
you know,
the beauty of it.
what Nigma is opening with over here is pretty standard for what we've seen so far in this tournament, which gives Secret a little bit more of an edge, I think.
You can see from... oh, go on, Pudge.
Okay, I like it's interesting that Nigma banned Storm in the second phase. That to me makes me think that they're not too concerned about the Slark bat matchup, but they are concerned maybe about a Storm being there instead. So I think that's kind of cool. And then another hero that generally counters Bat Rider with the Oracle ban. So interesting.
Yeah, I think the idea behind it is simply they kind of want to have one lane where Bat might be able to go. And if you have this Storm mid, this Oracle 5, suddenly it's a Slark plus Oracle lane, and then you're going to have this Storm mid who does pretty well historically against Bat Rider. It's trying to at least allow Bat Rider one lane to flex to, rather than having like every single viable lane for him to be a hard counter. So I think that's maybe the angle they're looking at.
There's Bloodseeker ban.
This is
Another question answered.
So I love the way that when you look at this game, if this wasn't like a tier 1 team, and you kind of question a bit, but this is where they first put this Slark, and they're okay, how do we give him a game? We have to ban the most well-known counters. Bloodseeker, you know, the vision when he's low, Leshrac, the damage through his ultimate is. They don't care about like what the meta is, they're just like, okay, we're just banning out the hard counters to Slark so he gets to play a game.
Yeah, he's not the best hero in the meta right now. Definitely not picked very often outside of these Bat Rider matchups, so it makes perfect sense that you do have to protect that hero when you're picking him in the first phase.
Sacrificial drafting.
One of the cool things about the way that Secret drafts, though, is not necessarily that, you know, their hero is going to be the strongest in the meta, but the draft is just so well constructed that it just makes it look even better than it actually is. I think that's something that I really admire when I'm looking at some of their drafts.
It's the confidence in the players as well. On both teams, it's like they have this ability to play whatever's needed. And again, that's the big separation between a tier 1 and then kind of an up-and-coming trying to become a tier 1 team is you don't have that depth of a player pool, or hero pool, sorry.
Do we have any ideas about what the Dark Will is about? The only thing I can think of is diving under towers is a little bit easier because you have the potential to escape with Terrorize. Bramble Maze against Caudle is going to help offset some of his really good movement speed, perhaps, but not really sure past that as the opener.
Also love Willow's Shard. I think that's a minute 20 must pick up because regardless, you can't if you Manta her Curse Crown off, or if you have any kind of way of removing Curse Crown, those 4 Brambles and the Cardinals still spawn. So that is yeah, you can't get out of that. Well, obviously you can if you're able to move really fast into the right direction, but you always gotta be on your toes for that.
What if they have 2 Dispel Shiver? What do you do then?
Then the Dark Willow is countered. Although Terrorize is still pretty good. Also, a lot of solo kill potential, or at least kill potential with just the +1. So that might be creating more space for more people on the map if needed. We've got a Grimstroke picked up as well. So both... are those... Oh, no. Yeah, the both newest heroes, sort of. All on new here. Pango there too? Which am I forgetting? Mars. No.
Mars, yeah, Mars would count.
Hoodwink.
And Hoodwink, of course.
No, Hoodwink is not in the pool, guys.
Mode.
Oh, no, of course.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, well, just a quiz about new heroes.
We know this.
Yeah.
No, but which 4 heroes? It was the last.
What was this question, Pudge?
The last 4 new heroes: Willow, Pango, Grimstroke, and who? Oh, Void Spirit, of course. There's still time.
Yeah. That's true.
Actually surprised. There is normally a lot of contested heroes in the spirits. We have Storm Spirit obviously banned out, but Earth and Ember and Void all left untouched for now.
In regards to the question earlier about the oh wow, hold on, quick picks actually. All right, this PL pick is kind of disgusting. I was going to talk about Willow again, but nah, let's go back to the PL. Other than Pangolier, this Pangolier pick is basically like a soft cover for potential illusions in the future. Also allows them for skirmishing fights, which Slark and Dark Willow like to thrive on, and even Enchantress now. But this PL, it's going to have a pretty free game, especially into Slark. It's one of the better counters for the hero.
Yeah, when I saw the Lesh ban, I was like, are they going to pick Phantom Lancer themselves? But now their ban helps cover Nigma in their draft too. And they've got Grimstroke ulti against Pangolier, which is pretty effective. So the Nigma draft so far looks pretty solid. Enchantress is very strong lane stabilizer, obviously. If you lane it against like a Grimstroke support, it can be really good because then you can dispel the Inkswell once it begins and pop it really early. So that can be a nice counter. But generally, Enchantress should be able to just stabilize the lane for whoever ends up in the safe lane in the end.
The big disparity that I see here is simply the active nature of the supports. Ench and Willow will happily kind of gravitate towards that mid lane at 4 minutes for the runes and 5 for the catapult wave. And Grim and Coddle, they're a little bit more static. They like to bully these side lanes. So with the aggression from a Pango Willow lane and then the lane secure that an Ench provides, I see Secret having a better exit of kind of like the 5-minute mark of the laning phase and being able to maybe punish the kind of farm need that Nigma needs on the bat and the PL. I like to see a more active hero pick last for Nigma, just to try and fight up against what the supports alone are going to be doing for Team Secret.
And it'll be their offlane hero, most likely. Let's do some wacky Grim 3 or throw Bat Rider over there, I guess. Also a possibility. Could still be Grim mid. In some ways, like if I'm playing Coddle, I'm kind of scared of Dark Willow Pango, right? Because Dark Willow can certainly lock you down, and Pango can easily rotate over a Swashbuckle. So even though you're fast, you're definitely at threat of getting killed. So maybe he won't be able to do as many pull shenanigan type stuff.
Also, this is a rather fast draft.
It is, but we talked about how you guys, well, how these guys had a week to prepare.
Yeah, that's true.
So they got something prepared, and obviously in terms of strats, I would imagine you normally prepare something not specifically for heroes, but like of the general idea of what you're planning on doing in Dota.
Yeah, for Nigma, I think they're very confident with this. They've presented this PL pick before in the same position. They're used to Bat Rider Coddle, of course. So yeah, this is very kind of staples from Nigma. I think from Secret, the only difference will be kind of the opening. The Willow Slark is the kind of new kind of addition to them. But yeah, right now they're kind of just aligning themselves to their comforts. Okay, they go for the last pick. Beastmaster tries to apply some tempo. You now have Raw for the kind of the roll on the Pangolier. And Slark doesn't really like having to defend his tower early on. But there is an Enchantress to help try and mitigate some of that.
Yeah, because you can just take his Bora in lane, right?
Exactly.
I'm also going to have those Necro books online, which is going to help with a lot of that early pushing power, which I think is
Well,
nice.
you can take those too, can't you?
Yes,
Then
you
check.
can. I believe you can.
Yeah. The question is though, oh, okay, cool Kunkka pick. But back to the Beastmaster, you don't actually need to go for Boar when you have a Coddle, because you can just play off of Chakra and Axes. So you can kind of offset that Ench factor. And then Secret, they go for Kunkka in the last pick. They need a little bit more save to, and also someone to defend a tower. Like when I spoke about Slark not wanting to defend his tower, Kunkka can happily rotate there. Suddenly Slark now sits mid into Bat Rider lane. Like, yeah, both drafts, this is going to be a very enjoyable kind of bout.
What's your final thoughts on the draft, Purge?
The Kunkka definitely gives them some things they need, like T-Governor said, but I'm worried about how they're going to deal with a PL in the Ultra late game. Slark doesn't really have much AoE damage, but so if he can stay on top of like the PL himself, it should be fine. But if PL hits the back line, I don't think that Kunkka Cleave and Boat combo is going to be enough to deal with the PL. So I'm worried if this goes really late that Nigma's PL is going to be able to take it.
All right. Thank you very much. How about you? Final thoughts.
I think Secret, they're very greedy and passive in their nature. I think that we might see like a Kunkka Radiance build, like the Shivas, the Ags, kind of that kind of AoE style, and they'll happily wait for Nigma to try and cross that river. So I think maybe Secret has the itemization, and I don't care who wins. I just want it to go to 3 games, so
There you go.
that's it.
All right, Moxie, what do you got?
I don't know. I think Purge brings up some really good points about the fact that this Phantom Lancer could potentially pop off, and then just you'd have a lot of difficulty trying to deal with it later. So I'm gonna. I feel like Secret has some of the better players, but I'm gonna have to go over the side of Nigma here.
The more conventional draft, the more on-meta draft. Is Secret a little bit too crazy, perhaps, in this first game of the series? We're gonna find out. We'll just hope for an even game. At least I'm hoping for at least an even game, because that's, you know, that's what we've been hyped up for. That's what we want to see, and I'm sure that's what our commentary team also wants to see. It is over to ODPixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, should be an excellent one, this one. Team Secret up against Nigma. Fogged, we've seen the lineups. What do you sort of make of this? We see Secret showing their hand rather early with the second pick, Matu Slark. Does give the opportunity for Nigma to pick up that miracle PL a little later on in the draft. Are Secret going to be able to deal with it?
Looks like a pretty damn good PL game. Looks like it's pretty limited for the side of Secret to actually get the clear. I think that's why they went for the Kunkka as well after they set up this Pango. It's definitely going to be a bit limited for them because of these supports. They don't address the PL almost at all. Sure, Enchantress can take an illusion and stuff like that, but it's a little bit different how they have to actually counteract this PL with very lackluster like AoE cleared illusions once he gets online.
I mean, so you wouldn't consider sort of the Kunkka and the Pango enough to clear out the illusions in the late game? That sort of you expect a PL to be at a point where the illusions won't quite die to the burst from Swashbuckler and Tidebringer hits?
Depends on how these fights will kick off, but if he gets to a point with too many items, I feel like his frequency of the doppels are going to be able to just counteract, and also he'll have Diffusal, which is just, it's so good versus a hero like Kunkka, because he loves these, you know, he likes having his mana so that he can keep throwing out these spells throughout these longer team fights. PL thrives in those long team fights.
Yeah,
when he can't really get caught too much, because I'm looking at the catch for him too. It's very limited to actually get on this PL and just lock him down. There's no hard stuns besides like Torrent and Boat to actually catch him, and maybe a Fear, I guess, from the Willow, but can be a bit limited. The wrong Thunder too, but.
And talking about the Willow, I mean, would you say you're surprised to sort of see Secret throw this out as the first pick here for Yapso? It really is, as you know, as Panel said, a hero that a lot of teams have just strayed pretty far away from.
They have to have some type of idea with it too when you're playing versus Nigma with their Coddle, right? GH now just got his Coddle. People who are turning in and they're like, wait, Nigma doesn't play that much Coddle anymore. But people know from in the past, Team Liquid, old Liquid, they used to play this hero every time it was available. GH is an absolute master of it, especially with the way it's been reworked. So it's definitely curious, and I'm wondering if it'll work or if it'll just cause them to get maybe run over, because it looks like a very comfortable draft from Nigma with Weehaw playing the bat, Miracle PL. There's some counters on Secret, but is it going to be enough to actually deal with this really aggressive draft that Nigma has set themselves up for?
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to be excited to see what Niche is able to do on the Kunkka, because I feel like this was a hero in the past that the Niche, he would give us games where he'd just be the most farmed Kunkka you'd see, right? This guy, he has the potential to, if he gets a good start off in the mid, to be at the top of that net worth graph by a fair few thousand very early on, and continue to stay ahead of everyone in the game if he's able to get the space that he needs.
That is when he would get the pretty even / advantageous lane for him.
True.
If he's put in a position where he's against a Bat Rider.
A Weehaw Bat Rider as well.
Switch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to do this though.
No.
That's why they have the Slark. They're putting Slark into that matchup, and then they're going to force Kunkka to actually just play versus the Beastmaster probably, which might not be that bad.
That should be all right, right? You're going to easily get damage on the balls, yeah.
Yeah. All lanes actually can. I mean, the Slark, like we said, the Slark is not going to be put in the lane versus the boar, so both of these side lanes actually have decent ways to kill the boar. Willow's good attack speed with the Pango coming in with the Swashbuckle, or on the other side, just an Enchantress taking over it, or a Cleave plus 1 or 2 impetuses. So Beastmaster, definitely the one that I'm going to be looking at that's going to suffer in the laning phase.
Oh, that's fine.
He has a 5-man smoke, Secret. Going to swing around and get some information of lanes.
Looking for a bit of action here, Secret. We'll see if Nigma's quite prepared for it. Weehaw sitting around on his own here. He's got to be careful.
He put the ward down afterwards, too, so Secret's going to be able to de-ward that one, and they're actually looking to get him with a little bit of slow.
Let's see if they can do it.
Very close to tier 2.
Yeah, it's a risky place for them to move into aggressively onto him, as Weehaw is going to be fine.
Instant de-ward, though. Puppy going to right away put this sentry down. They'll be able to claim that one. A little bit of extra gold as Nigma sweeps over to clear out their jungle, bringing 5 heroes. And we'll have those lanes meet each other. And we'll see how they end up. Nisha with the maximum damage for the last hitting here, double gauntlet, so maybe just going for double bracer early on.
I like it.
A lot of times for these Kunkas. I like it. Versus the Beast. Got to match his damage. Beastmaster's damage is insane in lane phase, so.
Yeah, we'll see how well he does do down here. And do you think at the start we're going to see some sort of setups of tri lanes for the first wave or so, or straight to dual lanes? Is there any
Straight to
strength?
dual lanes.
Yeah.
No real big surprises, I guess, that you can get. Like, Coddle and Grimstroke, you know, setting up this kill with these three is not really the greatest. I guess on Secret you could see the potential, but they just want to have standard lanes. As we see right away, GH, he's actually the one blocking the hard camp with a sentry. They put themselves a defensive ops ward on their high ground too, to watch, probably just to watch when Puppey is able to find a good creep and maybe look for a wraparound and just protect themselves of any type of rotations.
And as expected, yeah, this mid, yeah, Matu just starting things off straight away with the full wand for this lane.
Should be a pretty free lane for the Slark. Bottom, we see My Control immediately skills Axis. As soon as Puppey sees that, he just takes over a melee creep to just trade the right-click war. And yeah, the lane's looking... The mid and the bottom lane looking really strong for Secret. Top lane is a little bit more of a randomness. I feel like Willow always has the potential to dominate a lane, but also potential to just feed, as Kuroki will be able to walk away. And break the salve of
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, stepping a bit too close there. Well, and Kuro to waste pretty much half of that salve, at least.
This mid matchup's going to be so hard. He's gone for just the mana regen build we've seen popularized a lot. So his base damage is even lower than we have seen for some of the people that go for like the no build up early.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we plays this game off the back of what will be a very sort of rough start for him in the 1v1. But a 1v1 that you got to imagine, you know, as a man who plays a lot of Batrider, he's probably been against this quite a lot of times before.
Oh, he actually gets the courier, the forest, the hill troll priest.
Creep got it, yeah. Very nicely done.
Probably the better creep that he could actually find in this lane too from that small camp. Just these constant heals for himself and the Kunkka to counteract the Illuminate. That sounds pretty damn good. Will expire though.
And how we see another farm for Nisha down there, 7-3 against the 3-0. He's having a fine time here down bottom, as Mind Control not able to get quite as much out of the lane as Nisha is.
I feel like the fact that they're able to do this, and just because of these hero picks, the Enchantress and like the and just the Pango in the side lanes, he doesn't skill Boar, so it actually it hurts a lot of the purpose, the initial pick of this Beastmaster, as Nisha getting aggressive.
Yeah, he's just getting so much damage onto these two. Between the Tidebringers and playing with the Torrent smartly around these range creep denies that Mind Control is, of course, trying to go for.
He's not healthy on this Beastmaster at all. If he just makes a couple mistakes here, he could look to
Torrent and
bring some regen.
A Tidebringer, he could just be dead.
Yeah, low armor heroes actually too on this bottom lane, so the Tidebringer is actually even more valuable. Beastmaster, I'm sure he's got the Ring of Protection, but 2 base armor, same for Coddle. They eat quite a lot of damage. Nisha's gonna have some free farm.
Yeah, just each of these hits really crunching through Mind Control.
Yeah, he's got regen coming out. Actually, no, he just has boots coming out, so no regen on this bottom lane right now. They have to be cautious, as top looks like the fun lane, where it's very back and forth. You see Zai still farming really well, but so is the PL, and they're just constantly harassing each other, breaking their regen. Nigma is almost out of regen up here.
And as you said, you know, overall, you do rate this game as a pretty good PL game overall. I mean, is this sort of a game where as long as Nigma don't suffer too much in the other lanes and Miracle can find his farm, you'd be pretty confident that the PL is going to have a good shot of carrying it?
He should, as long as he's able to get this crazy farm, and Zai isn't keeping up. I think Zai has this super farm game, so they might actually look to focus to give Zai more farm to be able to address this. If he's able to get crazy farm, maybe, but there are some small capabilities from Secret to be able to handle that if they get farm on this Kunkka and this Pango, which they're gonna get. They're gonna be able to cleave down these illusions. So it might not be so one-to-one, especially if his other lanes are just so crippled. Like this Beastmaster, 11 last hits. The Bat's gonna be shut down too. It can't just be a PL alone versus some slight counters.
No,
if Zai gets away with a good game, right, he can go the Aghanims, the Maelstrom, and then he's a full counter to the PL. Right?
Oh, that's true. I mean,
Secret has a lot of options that they can go for still.
It's always fun to see. I mean, Nigma at least having some heroes that do offer quite good control against Zai, right? If you consider, you know, there's this Beastmaster, Grimstroke. You know, even if Zai does indeed get pretty big this game, it's not as if they're going to be completely unable to control it.
Yeah, most definitely is. Top, Yapsor. Thinking about actually going in. This might actually get a go.
I think this should be a first blood. It is.
I can't believe he turned back.
I guess he felt he couldn't run away, or...
Either way, nice kill for Nigma. And also, just small thing to point out, I've seen Puppey now twice. He's actually sent his creep to scout the Ancients. So he's very aware of the fact of GH backing out a lane and stacking Ancients for that Bat Rider to get enabled. Since Weeha's lane is going rough, they're always going to have stacks for him to catch back up. So Secret will be aware of that, and they're looking for mind control here. Nisha level 5, Beastmaster level 3.
They've got the setup here with the center. Oh, actually, Puppey off the mark there, waiting a little too long and allowing mind control to get out of there. They should still be able to get him. So it doesn't matter that the combo wasn't followed up perfectly, and they still get the kill.
They'll swing Weeha over to maybe try to get a grab onto Nisha. He'll try for the courier, and he'll get it. But Nisha's 6, a very, very early level 6 on this Kunkka versus a level 3 Beastmaster.
Yeah, this is, I mean...
That's scary.
Yeah, now the 6 is here. It's a hard lane for mind control to come back into, right? As he's a real threat of dying to the combo. Top lane, they're trying chasing onto Zai, but Yapsor's here to back him up.
They've got the rotation too. Matu swinging up with an invis, trying to help out his buddies.
Nigma's got to be careful. Matu, see if he can find his target. He's in, and he's going to be able to find Kuro for sure. One down, and maybe another as the pounce over towards Miracle connects. Matu, a perfect rotation. Double kill for him as he leaves mid and has a huge hit on top.
And they see Weeha. Weeha's trying to counter-get this, but he's under a ward. They're bringing a 4th hero. I mean, Matu actually TP'd up, but Weeha might still be in some trouble.
Yeah, he's going to drop the lasso. I mean...
He's dead.
He's making a move into a lane where both heroes have died. Oh, no, he's not even going to live. Puppey's able to take him down. I mean, why do you think he decided to continue to commit there, Top, after Miracle and Kuro had already died?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think he's just trying to find any way to fix the
mid lane
lanes, but...
At the same time, Matu, he was able to dive in and get the kill on mind control. Top lane Zai, he's got the swashbuckle. He's out. They're going to try and chase with the Doppel. Miracle will be able to close the gap. And actually doesn't want to commit fully. Holds back. Zai with the juke to the trees. He's going to live, and now Miracle, he's in trouble. The Curse Crown will hit. They're getting in with another swashbuckle. Miracle's down. Kuro also in a spot of bother as he's trying to run. Puppey, has he got the damage? They're going to come looking in the trees. Kuro's trying his best with the jukes, but Yapso and Puppey, they're hunting, and they'll find him. As that sort of last minute alone has just sent things spiraling incredibly fast downhill for Nigma.
Out of control, really. The Beastmaster, mind control, he gets a level and a half in the mid lane, gets Dove killed. Matu's rotations, just the dream. Bat Rider tries to make the move bottom. Weeha doesn't work. Matu makes the move top, gets himself a double kill, moves mid, gets himself a 3rd.
Look at this again.
This is looking really good.
I mean, it looked like Miracle had this. If he committed, he wanted to pull back as soon as he saw the TP. Felt that he couldn't keep going here, and the illusion's not quite able to get that hit in with Zai, sweeping past the tree line.
And Puppey can just make the port top to help out his friends because Nisha's has an absolute free lane bottom as he's going for Armlet. This is looking like Secret's got some master planning here, and Nigma's going to have to just hope for some way back into this game as their 2 playmakers are so heavily shut down this game. Their Bat Ride and their Beast are pretty much out of this early game for the next few moments. They have to look to group up and make some type of moves to catch them back up. He's close to the book 1 at least, but it's pretty slow already at this point.
I mean, and as we've seen, you know, the summons can be dealt with, right? You know, sure, PL late game might be a bit of an issue for the wave clear, but anything like a Necrobook summon, Tidebringer, a Swashbuckle, that's pretty much going to do it every time.
And now the Miracle's on a hero that he actually can't go and help out, right? Like sometimes we see like
he's got a farm.
Ember Spirit safe lane or something. PL isn't like that. He's not an active role. He needs his Bat Rider and his Beastmaster to be able to be active to make him the space. So Weeha, he's going to try.
It's hard though. I mean, yeah, he's fine. He's out with the Shadow route. Trying to make some awkward movements. I think, as you say, you know, Nigma, they feel that they've got to try and do something, but still at this time where Weeha's not quite got the boots of travel finish, he hasn't got that first item to enable him, it's very hard for them to do so, but they definitely feel pressured to make these sort of moves, Nigma.
Yeah, otherwise they're just gonna have to play the full farm game, which they are preparing for. I've been watching GH. Look at this Ancient. Like, he's got like a 5x
Ancient
stack going. He's got it going for that Bat Rider, but Weeha is constantly on the run.
He's gonna try and turn onto Yap. This time around, they might get Yap still, but no, Zai's in with the help. He's able to bump over with the Rolling Thunder. Weeha, he's got to be careful as Matu also looking forward towards him. The swashbuckler gets him. Zai takes him out. They may have lost Yapsop, but again, another slowdown to Weeha's progress there. Did manage to get his bots at least complete, so won't lose too much money, but still a death. As Secret's 3 cores holding onto those top spots right now here, just after 10 minutes.
And this is how you set yourself up to be able to deal with the PL. Of course, get such good lane advantage, but also itemize for it. You see Nisha, armlet's done, so he'll have ways to be able to clear out those illusions. I didn't quite see what Zai has queued up yet. It's just a Javelin, so he'll be able to have the potential to go for the Maelstrom. They've already got the tools prepared for if this PL is able to find farm. Secret just really taking over, though, and it's not going to slow down. Matu has Diffusal finished already, and all these heroes look like absolute feed to a Diffusal Slark. Weeha will get time to at least farm up his stack. I don't believe that Secret can contest this by any means, but they look content with just farming the lanes. They don't feel like they probably need to invade that with how much damage they've done already in these first 11 minutes.
Yeah, this will be a good jump up to Weeha. See how much money exactly these stacks are going to add up to. It's probably going to be close to, I guess, just under 1,000.
Very needed. Good amount of levels too. It's up to 10.
Yeah,
so that's not bad.
Yeah, they pretty much 1,000 gold from that. But still, I mean,
Lane's all pressured though. Secret just farming. Like they didn't feel the need to actually go for any of this. They were aware of these stacks. Puppy had scouted them earlier on. They're fine with just sitting back farming. Yapster's going for greed. He's actually going for a straight Aghanim's on the Willow.
Oh damn! Oh my goodness, he is. I guess this was the plan all along. Yap was like, Puppy, pick me first, pick Dark Willow. I'm building Ags. You're right. This is. I mean, if the game continues like this, it's going to be one of the quickest Willow Ags we've seen. As Kuro will get the silence out into the Inkswell. The root's down though. Matu, he could turn, chase him down, get himself a tasty Essence Shift stack. Bottom lane. Nisha's got the setup. The poke comes crashing down. He's able to take down Weeha. And into the jungle. Secret moving and find GH as well. 3 dead. On Nigma. He's looking for the wraparound. He has got the Rolling Thunder. He's underneath a tier 2. They've got the X mark. Do they want to commit though? They don't. They won't go that deep. Yeah, at least.
He kills the book though. Zai swashes in, kills the book 1, almost kills off the second archer as well, and he almost has Maelstrom. So they're really just, there's going to be no summons and no illusions that can actually deal with this damage that's going to be coming out from Secret, and they're just collapsing so quick. Matu now taking this tower. 2 towers going to be taken so early. Nigma trying to slow it down a bit here with the max Illuminate build.
Look at this on the pack. Nisha's already managed to wrap around. He's trying to set up onto GH. Doesn't actually quite get the combo onto him though, so GH is going to live. But the space is there for Matu to get that last hit on the tower. Already 1,300 on top of the Diffusal Blade.
And Miracle's, I think he's aware that there's no way that he's going to help his team with fighting. So he actually didn't go for the first item Diffusal. He went for the Yasha, the farming item. And he just knows they just need to stall and make time for him to have a hope in this game. But Secret, they're so well prepared for when this PL does get online. Their itemization is looking very ideal for if that moment does come.
And we're saying, I mean, down bottom, Nigma.
They're trying to force. Weeha really wants to get a catch, but Secret, again with a successful scan, will be able to back away and then continue to farm those side lanes.
Still just some of Nigma's cores falling very far behind. Beastmaster, you know, mind control. Puppy's nearly overtaking him in farm.
Yeah, the last pick Beastmaster just completely addressed when they have all this. Now all this summon clear with the way that they've set up the lanes. Matu he's halfway to his Aghanims too, and Secret just continuing to get all this farm and space on the map as Nigma can't pressure. They can't even take the bottom tower. So much map control lost as Matu with the DD. He spots Weeha for a second. He's gonna look for the hunt. And just a very passive game for Nigma to really do anything. As we said, they're 2 their two playmakers just so shut down in the laning phase. It's so limited for them to do anything. It feels like now they're just waiting for Miracle to have defusal so he can actually get involved, because it feels like they really, really need him. 4v5 is just not going to be working with what they're up against.
Another smoke from Secret. Nigma are on the high ground. It's around this bounty point. Are they able to get the grab on Zai? Weeha's charging in. He's looking for the grab, but the X-Mark dragging them straight back. The two of them into the boat combos. Kuro gets taken down. Zai's in with Rolling Thunder, locking down Weeha for a second kill for Nisha. As they're really trying to make something happen, Nigma, but Secret are just ready for them every single time so far.
And they're even trying to be cute. They send My Control top to push out the wave. GH recalls him back into the fight, but by the time he's in the fight, two heroes are dead. Nisha with a very ideal setup, and Kuroki with a slight misstep, just walking into Torrent and Boat. They go, they get a roar. It's on the puppy.
He's already got the heal going.
And he's just gonna walk away.
And he's gonna turn. So get the setup, the angle for the Tidebringer hit. It's starting to really not look very pretty at all here for Nigma. Mid lane, Matsu. He's not going to get Miracle, but he is going to force him back. Bottom, they might get the kill on Nisha. Weeha comes back in, finally able to take down this Kunkka. It's something. They need a lot more of that.
A lot more as Matu is swinging over with the defusal.
Flame break. Well, disconnect the pounce. They're knocking him back before he latches it on. Now turn over towards GH. Matsu. It's going to be dissuaded from diving any further as the Soulbind locks the two of them down. And Weeha trying to charge down Yapzor. The Curse Crown stun will hit. Miracle has turned up. Matu low on the mana. Flame break off to the side. They're staying on top of the target, but Matu's got the one charges and is able to sweep his way back towards the tower. But the stun, they close. Rolling Thunder from Zai comes in, ends up jumping over Miracle, is ready to come back round with a second sweep onto both GH and Weeha. Huge swashbuckle from Zai, cuts the two of them down. Kuro's gonna fall. As it seemed here, Nigma, they felt that they had something going there. They really wanted to charge down Secret. But again, we're just really feeling how far ahead Secret is right now. 11k advantage at 17 minutes in. And just all three of their cores able to contribute so much more than Nigma's can at this moment.
Even their support, look how farmed the supports are. They've surpassed My Control by significant margins. These fights just impossible. Miracle shows up. I actually thought he had defusal for a second, but he shows up right before he does have it finished. So no way to actually catch or chase anybody as this game continues to be domination Secret. No mercy. Ward Vision covered too to watch Weeha when he does look to go farm. And look at, Yapzor,
he's nearly got it, right? I mean,
he's about to have eggs.
It really has to tell you something. When Yap's doing this sort of build, like, what does this sort of say to you that Yap's thinking about the status of the game? Like, would he be doing this regardless of how he's going, or is he doing this because he knows he can?
They did first pick it, so maybe he was going to do it anyway, but I think it's because they just know they can. Yeah. This is just an absolute stomp for them so far. 18-4, now they're in Roche. They've already itemized to deal with the if scenario, if the PL is able to recover his game. And the rest of it, they already handled all that in the early game. This is just smooth sailing from here forward for Secret, as they're just unbelievably farmed on everybody. And this Roche just
There we go. Aegis for Matu, and you know, as we saw earlier, it kind of makes you wonder if Matu was watching the two games for a little pleb and you know, he felt like, hey, you know what, I really fancy playing some Slark today and go and defuse the lags. As we've seen it already in the 2 games earlier, look amazing. And again here, in this sort of game where the momentum is behind you, Matu's just going to be a huge nightmare to deal with. You can't run from him, and even if you do manage to get on top of him, he's going to be very, very, very nimble as he jumps in and out of the fights.
Might be seeing Batrider benched away, perhaps, because of this, because this is the 2 teams that have now really shown the domination of that Slark when the Batrider is picked up early. You just pick the Slark, you lane it versus it, and it just... Batrider's game is just ruined. He feels forced to move around, but Matu, as a Slark, actually had the better rotations in this game from the early game. He got 2 successful ganks quite quickly as bottom. These long jumps.
Yeah, you can't escape it. You really can't. Easy kills for Matu. We saw it there as well. The Yaganim's now done on Yapzor around this 19-minute mark. Probably has to be one of the faster timings of the Ags on a Willow you've seen in pro games.
Doesn't even feel like he needs it. It doesn't feel like it really adds that much. It just feels like it's him trying to get.
20. Okay. To be fair, it's only been bought in one other match, but it's 21 minutes faster than that other match. As Matu's in, they're going to get the control onto Miracle back into the boat. As Zai, he wants to try and chase for Wii, but the flame break will put him off it. Wii able to at least pick up these bounty runes, but they're going to come hunting for him.
Look at Puppy's items too. Just the standard drums,
Vanguard Puppy. Oh my goodness. Oh, that,
all the itemization to be prepared for later on, right?
Yeah.
If the PL ever gets farmed, gets a Crimson, it's an Enchantress.
First item timing, not surprised about that. I mean, that's got to do some damage there. If you're Nigma and you click on the Ench and see them just rocking a Vanguard.
It's such a Puppy item build though. Like, you usually have like the Medallion and the Vanguard or something on the Enchantress. As Secret, yeah, just really running away with this game. 21-4. No hopes for Nigma really even on the horizon for quite some time, as they're just fully addressed. Even like we said, the PL has no way to actually play the game because he's fully carried. He's 1200 HP. They just shred right through him with ease, and he will not get to the point.
I mean,
where he can deal with this damage.
And what would you say has sort of been the most glaring issue that sort of lent the game to go like this? Would you really just go back down to the way that Secret were prepared for a Weehar bat mid? They do the Slark and sort of Weehar's game just slowed down entirely. Because when we saw the draft, the panel didn't expect this sort of outcome, right? They said, it's a good PL game. Nigma, they've got the more sensible lineup, if anything. As Matu, he's gonna lose the Aegis here. The rest of Secret a little far behind, but Nigma, regardless, they're trying to step away from him. Matu's not going to allow it as he jumps over onto Kuro. He's over towards GH. Poor old GH trying to get away from this Slark, but he cannot.
How much gold he gets for those kills too. 415 for the Coddle, even though they're 14k up. I love it. He gets so rich off of these kills. I think it really is just the way that they set up the lanes and just set up the disaster for Nigma to really not be able to switch and adapt. This Beastmaster was level 3 when the Kunkka was 6 bottom. That is a just massive glaring problem.
Yeah. I think
so 2 lanes that were just a stomp, and top lane was trade. Zai did fine. So 2 super dominant lanes just really capitalized this, and Weehaw with some bad the bad rotations in the early game really hurt them because Matu had the successful rotations.
Bottom lane, poor old mind control. He's going to drop a roll, but he can't get away from this Ags Willow. Yapzor just beating him down through the Shadow Realm. As Nigma, they've popped a smoke. Maybe in a sort of a one last hurrah chance here to find something.
If they can even find anything. Secret just, again, all well prepared. Everyone swings over. Puppy looking to get some ward coverage down for his team. And everyone just backing each other up. Just they're really not giving Nigma any hope in this game at all. Not giving them any options to get anything. As the build up too, we watch Nisha continue to just go for the anti-PL items. He gets the BKB to cover himself. Then he's going for Shivas. Zaya, as we've already mentioned, has that Maelstrom and Blink. Just the perfect solutions. As Nigma, they do have really good high ground defense with this Coddle and this Grimstroke and the way for Batrider to lasso someone and pull them into base. So it might take a little bit of time for Secret to actually go to that high ground, but they're just going to take over the whole map. And Miracle just hoping to be able to farm a heart at some point in this game so he can actually kind of stand in the midst of all this AoE, but as we've said a lot, Secret's prepared for if once it gets to that point. Puppy just walking around, getting some D wards.
And what we got,
And we see Mind Control swinging out his Necro books to also look for any type of D wards so they can get some information. Okay, they got the blink on the bat. GH is going to recall him up here too. Maybe they can look to catch something here.
They get the Onin Lasso onto Matsu. See if they can burn his mana down in time. They can't. The BKB will be popped by Weehar as he's off to the side, crashing through the midst of it all with the Rolling Thunder. See if they can finish anybody here. The X-Mark is going to drag back Miracle. The silence will stop any follow-up combo coming out straight away. As in the trees, they'll lose GH. I mean, close there to being able to control Matu long enough to take him out, but just not enough.
Secret looked, they looked prepared for that movement. Look how fast all 5 of them collapsed up there. They were just immediately all around their Slark to protect him. Nigma they're trying to pull anything out too. They're like showing heroes on one side and then recalling them to the opposite to try to catch Secret off guard, but still not working. Secret, as we said, no mercy this game, really.
Absolutely not.
Weeha looking to make some type of pressure play, but Secret's got a read on him too. Just they were hunting him out already. Probably now expecting that there's no way that Nigma really wants to take any fight, so they're gonna have to do some creep cutting shenanigans. So we see Puppy placing a ward just in a lane randomly to watch when this Bat Rider does come out. I mean, they see Weeha with it immediately, so they can do whatever they want with that information.
Just look at this damage Yapsel with the Ags. As he takes down Kuroki from a mile away, Zai finds GH. They just cannot step outside of the base as Puppy's got a full Crimson.
It's so crazy how far they are. They're gonna X the Pango as well while they continue the siege, bring him back. Puppy's gonna run over. And without their Cut on the Grim, the 2 big out spammers, this is a really good attempt for siege for Secret.
Gonna have Lasso back up in a second. And we.
Yeah, now the Coddle Grim are going to respawn it. They're going to back up, look to clean up and pick up these bounties and runes that they didn't get to before. So maybe hunt and get a ward down and look for Miracle, as Miracle's gotten some time to recover.
He is, you know, Miracle, as we've seen in the Nigma games where things start to get a bit crazy, he is doing a good job of avoiding danger. They are going to go for him now, though. And with Doppel and Manta already expelled, he's looking pretty dead here.
That was actually a cute attempt of trying to save. They recalled, he doppeled during it, then he tried to Manta dodge the attack so the recall will go off, but they hit him anyway. So all that attempt at him surviving and getting all this farm quickly punished. Secret with just one quick swing around it. Stop that PL for 40 seconds. Longest 40 seconds of Miracle's life.
Yeah, he needs every moment out on this map. As that, you know, the heart was coming relatively soon, just about 2k gold, and he'd have it. And then that stage,
Zai's already in.
Or Matu. He's found Weehar. Weehar does have the BKB and a TP if he wants to go for it, and he will. Out he goes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tough GH and Kuroki actually pushing out this bottom lane pretty far. Secret, they've got the mid wave and the top wave coming in. Mind control. We'll see how aggressive Matuma Man's feeling at this stage. He may want to just go in.
Looks like they're trying to finish, excuse me, they're trying to finish up Kuroki's Blink Dagger. They can actually do some fun Blink double lasso plays, and I think that's maybe their only hope for these next few moments of the fights.
Oh, Roshan up. Secret can look to settle for that. I mean, Nigma, in this position, would you want to see sort of a YOLO move around the pit?
No, there's no hope for them around inside a full 5-man fight. It'll be total disaster. The PL is the only one who can actually do anything inside of those fights at the moment. The Beastmaster is just, I feel like Mind Control's just walking gold. He sends his summons in and they all just die instantly to all the AoE. Weeha? Will we get away?
Nice find here for Nigma on the neutral line front. They do manage to get themselves the Elven Tunic for Miracle.
Okay.
Definitely one of the juicier items here. And 500 gold and the heart will be done. So we'll see how much of a difference this does make for Miracle in the fights. You know, sending these illusions onto some of the, I say some of the squishy heroes. The problem is at this stage, no one's really that squishy at all on Secret. And they're not easy heroes to sort of go on. Of course, Puppey with the passive and Yapsor with the Shadow Realm. These aren't really heroes that could just be deleted by a PL jumping in these team fights.
No, this ward bottom, it's still continuing to see Nigma's movements. Weehaw does not want to have to BKB again to TP out. He'll be able to hang on to it.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Does lose the courier though.
We'll lose his courier.
Ether Lens is going to be out of the game for a few minutes.
Because Secret is just swinging the map every time. They push out a little bit of a lane, immediately start swinging over to me toward the other ones, just trying to catch any of these quirky Nigma heroes running around with the split push.
And we're seeing
to get themselves a lot of farm too, as Matu smoked running right through. Puppey just TP's right in the midst of all of them. No fear for him.
Oh, he might have to BKB this time round. We'll see. As yeah, he's got to pop it to save himself here. Wait. Now she's out and away, and you know these itemizations from Secret too. You see Nisha, the Shiva's Guard. He's pretty much got the AC on top of it as well. So with this AC Shiva's Guard from Nisha, Crimson Guard from Puppey, this PL is Miracle's barely going to give them a tickle.
Yeah, and they have so many ways to clear the illusions too, as we mentioned for Zai with this as Miracle. Oh, the evasion does not work for him for the recall, and now he's getting chased.
Oh, he is going to be able to get out with the TP though. Matu not quite able to find the angle initially, nearly gets it there the second time round, but Miracle's out in time.
Oh, now Matu's stuck there for a bit. He's got no mana. Look at him.
Oh, he's stuck there for, okay, about 10
time.
seconds or something.
Yeah.
A little bit of a slowdown.
Instantly Secret though preparing. They've already got a Linken's also on Zai, so protection versus Lasso and versus Roar when he's inside of his Rolling Thunder. Or for his teammates if he sees opportunities. He's spotted by the Hawk. Nigma can't take advantage of that at all as they're trying to find a little bit more farm still on the map. Matu very low mana though. And there's the AC. So Nisha, as we mentioned, his build is just fully, I'm addressing PL. We're going to take no damage. I have 52 armor. Oh, he's under a tower. My math was very off as well, too. But anyway, 46 armor. Getting mind control out of the top lane, bringing him bottom. Puppey's Centaur is scouting, though. So I'm going to try to give some information. We'll see GH for a second.
Yeah, I mean, if somehow Nigma's able to get the Soulbind on Roar into Lasso on Slark +1, then maybe. But it's still just such a big maybe because it really is the problem of damage output at this point.
It really feels like it's going to have to be a double Lasso under tier 4.
Yeah, sure, you need the towers. Yeah, you do. You need those tier 4s helping out.
They're really lacking on it. Like, Miracle might be able to survive a little bit longer, but his damage isn't going to be so much there because these illusions are going to get cleared out very quickly with the way the Secret's itemized. And now Matu building up the BKB so that he can just stand toe-to-toe with the PL, with the army that's all around him. Won't have to worry about being out of mana. And Nigma, it's all about just buying time. Look at the split push. Weehaw just charges past the lanes, fireflying it. GH consistently pushing out bottom, recalling in the Beastmaster to summon the books, and then they leave him, throw him out. And they are getting some gold on the map, but Secret just continuing to grow their lead, and it's 30,000 experience lead too. They're keeping that consistent.
I mean, Nigma have definitely been able to hold off, you know, straight, sort of just rolling over and letting Secret take down the Ancient. They're definitely making Secret sort of think about when they want to go for their next move. The question is if Secret really matter or if Secret's just sort of having fun at this moment, just getting farm on all 5 of their heroes.
that is a high possibility for Secret. Just playing, now they're just playing Dotes, you know, it's playing Dotes with the guys again. Rather than having to worry about just winning the game, you probably feel like you've already won, and you just know it's this huge onus on Miracle. The rest of his team is doing they're doing what they need to do on Nigma though, just pushing lanes out and just trying not to die as PL attempts to catch up. And he is getting close. He's almost the same net worth, but it's just so many things that he has to break through.
Well, they keep doing their best to try and at least keep this one lane pushed far out, so the Secret's not quite in position to have multiple lanes pushed up to Nigma's base.
Look at GH is being so annoying.
Yeah, he's
every lane,
doing
every
a lot.
wave bottom just cleaned up for him. Agonim's now finished after the force, getting a good amount of farm, forcing Secret's hand down bottom too.
I mean, you know, it definitely goes to show that if Nigma weren't set up in the tough ways that they were in this laning stage, that this game could definitely have been a whole lot closer. You know, if you consider they're down 21k, but Nigma is still able to play out on the map and slow Secret down a bit. And get,
if they did have a better early game for sure, we're seeing all the solutions. Like Secret, they know that it's just gonna be PL versus the world later. So as we mentioned, Yazai, look at his items, exactly what we've kind of figured he would go for. Ags, Maelstrom, all their itemization is really just thinking about dealing with PL, dealing with Miracle, because the rest of them are really going to be, they're going to be taken care of just from the natural spells and the farm of everyone else. As they're set up here, they did have this ward up on top. I believe it did see Kuroki for a hot second as he was walking through. But recall him out. GH sets him up to push out mid. And a lasso, they'll actually find Puppey.
They do. So they've got the damage here. Miracle's around. Puppey. He's got backup there. Matu jumps straight over. The Will-O-Wisp is dropped down. Matu committing him with the Shadow Dance, ready to try and chase for more. Weeha's out with the BKB TP. Mind Control also having to pop his BKB to get himself away from Zai, as Kuro will be thrown to the wolves. And Puppey is had enough. You know, they've killed him. He's back in straight away with the buyback. He may just be ready to give the order for Secret to start pushing for the high ground siege now. Kuro's still down for 30.
The lasso is a long cooldown. It's 110 seconds. That's probably what he's saying. He's probably take advantage of no lasso. They can't actually take us into the tier 4s now. As pause from GH. During the glyph usage.
I mean, without the lasso, what's sort of the best way of Nigma making a move on Secret whilst they're pushing in?
Just hope for them to overextend by any means. Right now they have to be a little cautious. They can just sit back passive and just keep blasting with the coddle. That's the one nice thing about their draft. This tower might still just go down though. They need everything at their toolkit to be able to deal with this push.
Well, let's see what they have in him here. As both teams ready to resume.
Oh, I thought I lost you for a second. Oh my god. Your voice like tapered off instantly. I was like, oh god, did I lose power? Oh no, what's happening?
Oh, we're still there. Both teams are called for G. Now it comes.
Okay, there
a little bit of time. See Secret reset themselves momentarily. Nisha's looking for an X mark grab. Matu, he's just straight in. He's up into the base. He's looking for GH. The Raw does catch him. Will-O-Wisp down as well. But he's able to put the BKB get out and actually find Miracle. Miracle was trying to commit onto Nisha. He couldn't quite get him though. Nisha is fine. Miracle's down for a minute. So's Weeha out of the game. No buyback. A Secret will have plenty of space here to commit.
He went in when his team was getting gone on. They couldn't help him at all. He got hit by pretty much every spell from Secret. The Fear, the Pango, every single one of the spells connected on poor Miracle. 45 seconds.
That's a long time.
That might be 2 sets.
Yeah,
Secret still has 14 stacks.
And he's still got that cheese.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to hold as just the 3 of them. They were struggling massively when they have the full roster up. With just the 3. Very little to be done to slow down Secret, pushing him. And very easily taking a second set of racks as their lead, their domination this game continuing. 31-5, 27k advantage.
Such a clean game from Secret, really. Who's actually got the deaths? What? Nisha's got 1, Puppy's got 1, and then Yapsor's got 3. Okay, so they've done a great, they're just a great job of making sure that they don't even lose the core heroes that are in the front lines ever. It's just unbelievable farm on all 3 of them. Zai for once, honestly, I feel like is unbelievably farmed for this team, where usually it's like Yapsor is taking a lot of the farm. Even though Yapsor is, Zai's kept up significantly this game. He understands what he needs to do to be able to counteract that PL. And into the Roche again, the third one, for free.
Easy refresher shot, ready to go. I mean, this is...
And a full heart for Nisha, too, I believe is about to be bought up on the side.
Oh my goodness, he's a pretty tanky boy. There's Nigma. They know that they've got to go for these crazy plays. They're not even able to make it there in time. As we are... Oh! He's in! He's going to grab Puppy. He's trying to get out with the remainder of this BKB. The Will-O-Wisp down, but Puppy's going to live. Zai straight through the backlines here with the... Until...
What a crazy fight. Oh. Both teams just dancing around each other's carries. They both thrive off of these long duration team fights, the Slark and the PL, and both teams just play phenomenally kiting around. Even Kuroki's gonna get away from Matu for now. And he'll get away too. GH, will he be so lucky to get out? He will. What a crazy fight where just one person dies.
I mean, I guess it's sort of just a case of I mean, well, if anything, you've got to be very pleased with that outcome if you're Nigma, right? You're not dying. You're not losing in a game where one team is 20.
У него есть, пока БКБ прожимать не планирует и вообще просто пытается снести вышку.
Так, катапульты работают, 3 катапульты, смотри, прорабатывают Т3 вышку очень активно.
Просто как из пушки расстреливает Ебзорыч.
Тут вышка точно рухнет, потому что катапульты так и не разбили. Миракл подвязал его мату, начинает избивать. Глейпнер должен подлетать по Нгальеру где-то там. Прилетает Бутрайдер, сразу оказывается в оцепенении. Неплохо его подбили. БКБ, Виха поехал цеплять Пупея. Это его сладкая булочка, он будет ее кушать. Кажется ему так, но Пупей живет, Пупею плевать. Террорайз отлично залетает, всех отзонил.
Хороший Primal Roar по двоим, а Егис убивает из Сларка. Ниша просто хочет сломать этот барак. Подтягивает сюда Зай, Свэшбакл, хорошо. Мираклу очень больно, Мираклу не попадает, пока не попадает по Мираклу. Миссов очень много, по итогу он пока живет, но Свэшбакл все-таки по нему проходит. Миракл вынужден отступить, но без вариантов тут уже, конечно. 2 байбека с мега-крипами будут играть. Не сдаются, или мы просто этого не видим. Еще один баунс.
Цепляется Миракл, помогают ему форстафом. Виха под ударом, Виха гибнет.
Все гибнут, всех убивают.
Пока еще гибнут с байбеком, а вот теперь уже без байбека погибает котел.
До конца гейминг. Пока стоит трон, играем. Такой вот майндсет.
Не, все правильно, что, не сдаемся, не сдаемся.
Бэтик без ульты, к сожалению, поэтому действительно получится. Пупея, короче, лучше не трогать, потому что у Пупея, походу, да, у него есть глиммер против магии и Untouchable против всего.
Реально и талант еще, да, вот на Untouchable дополнительно появился, вообще видим, что его реально лучше избегать.
Если есть какой-то вариант, то Ебзора желательно убивать, потому что тот дает уже дэмэджа.
А Ебзор просто стал в Shadow Realm и говорит: ребята, всего хорошего вам.
Он просто за секунду Ботрайдера почти забрал. Но есть проблема, по Мираклу он почти не попадает. Не везет. Но если будет попадать...
To start going for the kills as they're going on to mind control. Put the BKB, he can't even get the roar off the bashes from Matu. Silencing the Beastmaster. No roar today. As the tier 4s are falling, Secret ready to close this one out. They've had their fun.
свои анимации.
played
Так,
around with
Миша
their
без
food
маны
long enough.
остается, но не так
As
страшно.
36 to 6,
Там
38k gold
Знаешь, они,
lead.
конечно, хотят, они
Secret
стараются.
will take this game on 43 minutes in.
Объективно просто.
As this was a very rough start to the best of 3 for Nigma, and Secret, they came in again with their own unique style, opening the draft with this Yaps or Dark Willow, and it couldn't have looked much better there from Secret, making this game one look pretty simple for them.
A masterclass, really. 36 to 6. It's 43 minutes, and they only gave up 6 kills when Nigma was really split pushing the map, looking for any type of catches with Beastmaster.
behind, and I've lost everything. Forever living in the dark. I feel so alive. Still remembering what I want, but it ends with you. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile but don't speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down. Unreal intertwined, and you're not listening. It is your choice to make a little mockery, it won't do. Further down the line, still surrendering, trying harder to forgive you. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile but don't speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door is closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile but don't speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down. Slow down. Slow down.
Seeing monsters out your window. No, you can't sleep, you pretend though. You don't have to play the hero. 'Cause I got you like you got me. When the earth shakes, when the bombs scream. Until our last breath, every heartbeat. You know I'll come running. You go to war, then I'm going there's nothing I won't do. When you sound the alarms and the chaos is rising, leading the charge, I am coming on fight. I swear on the breath that I breathe, I'll never retreat, I'll be your army. Took a swing at a wrecking ball and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, 'cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some go down, others heal. In the end it's all the same, all you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm sad to say I'm sorry, so lie, pretend that you're okay, swear that you will stay, keep trying for one day. I'm sick of all these lies, don't care if I capsize, there's nothing left for me to hide, don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs, too many things to criticize, and so I leave it all behind, don't wanna live a lie. Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street, when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within, oh, I know I'm the one to blame, all I can do is take the shame. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay, swear that you will stay, keep trying for one day. Whoa, I'm sick of all these lies, don't care if I capsize, there's nothing left for me to hide, don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs, too many things to criticize, so I leave it all behind, don't wanna live a lie. Sick of all these lies, don't care if I capsize, oh no.
intertwined, and you're not listening. It is your choice to make a little mockery, it won't do. Further down the line, still surrendering, trying harder to forgive you. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile and don't speak. Will you please slow down?
On the Willow, I mean, Yapsar made it work, but I think Yapsar is the only one that can make that work, Moxie.
Well, I think it was how everything kind of played out, right? He had a lot of wiggle room. He was able to do quite a bit because of that freedom. So I don't think, I think T-Gov and I were talking about this backstage. He's like, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily do that in your pubs.
Yeah.
You're probably going to get reported, but in this game, you know, it's Yapsar. He can do what he likes, especially with that Slark popping off the way he did.
Yes.
Yeah, but like the good thing about Dota is in a team, you know, when you break down the early part of the laning phase, the map, and you have this advantage, most things can work if you have the discipline to keep executing to that level. And Secret, of course, does that. So some of these kind of greedier item builds that we see, they just work so well because they're not forcing themselves into these bad positions where this itemization doesn't allow them to take said fights. So, but yeah, anyway. Nigma, game 2.
Game 2, we got a couple of changes in this ban phase already. We got Shaker still in the pool. We have Puck also still in the pool. That's the biggest difference there, with now the Chen and the Bat being banned instead of either of those. With Puck first pick coming out from Team Secret, a flex pick for them because they like to play that on. We've seen it on Poppy, position 5, and obviously we know that all the cores can play it too.
Important thing to note is simply that Team Secret is now going to be first pick in this game. In the previous game, Nigma was first pick. So that alone has shown there has been some kind of adaptations based on just the first game alone.
Yeah, and if you don't pick up the Shaker here, you know that YapzOr will run away with it in the next pick that Team Secret has. So that will most likely be GH's hero, which means, by the way, Coddle's still in the pool as well. I just want to, again, point the obvious out, which is kind of my curse.
The key thing is because of that pick change, Nigma has had to show respect towards the Chen because Secret has run that with great strength before, and that has allowed more heroes into the pool. You mentioned Keeper of Light being an option, but there's also the Puck was available, the Shaker's available, and Team Secret, even though it was a bad back game in that previous one, they still ban it out of respect because Nigma, they'll be able to pick it last in its first phase and actually cover it with the correct amount of bans to enable it to be a mid lane. So even if it has one bad game, they show the respect of Nigma and what it can bring, and they have to ban it out just because of that kind of pick 8 slot that Nigma has now.
Well, I'd be more happy if we have a more even mid lane than we saw previously. Purges. We have the Rubik into Morph Shaker. Purge, Morph Shaker, is it still spooky?
Not as much as it used to be. The being able to leap around was a lot faster, so it kind of became a really scary thing. But it's a fine opening by all means, just because Earthshaker's gonna be able to protect wherever he needs to, do typical Earthshaker things. But I don't necessarily think these two heroes are incredibly good as combos. I would rather turn into a Puck in the mid game, for example, than an Earthshaker, because then you get an Orb and Winnie Rift for AoE nukes.
Fair enough. We know the limit of YapzOr's Rubik as well. Actually, we had a winners interview with him after the series against Viking, where I think we were literally asked him, when are you going to play other heroes other than Rubik and Shaker? And he says, as long as Rubik and Shaker are in the pool, I'll probably keep playing those two heroes. And we actually saw Willow, obviously, but yeah, back to Rubik.
It's very nice to draft when you have a player who's just obviously so happy to play these heroes. Like, they're always going to be good, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to say that these heroes are ever bad, so drafting so much easier. Another difference in draft between game 1 and game 2 is when Nigma were first pick, they picked a support into a core, and then they will counter pick straight away.
Yeah.
Look how Secret are utilizing their first pick. They pick up a flex position 5 and a position 4, which means this is our supports. Please try and hard counter our support duo. And then in second phase, they now get to react to both of Nigma's picks with the boss core to respond to it. So already I have the confidence of Secret having the better approach to drafting in this patch right now, just because they are utilizing first pick to show their supports, and they're not really revealing too much.
I thought we didn't like first 2 supports, or is it only allowed when there's a flex?
When it's first pick, I don't mind it.
Okay.
Because you have the advantage of second pick. And the key thing here is, guys, if you look at second pick, the Nigma picks first coming out of the bans, and then Secret responds. And that happens twice in a row due to Secret being first pick. And it's why the double support opening allows you to have just kind of the better core matchups.
That being said, I don't think Nigma should be too sad with their opening Moxie. No. This Morph Shaker, we've seen it do good in the past.
We have, and the fact that the Earthshaker shard now makes him even more valuable.
Oh, it's bonkers. Oh, it is bonkers.
You know, it's just a natural, just a really good hero by itself, and then when you have the Morphling paired up, it's kind of like a little extra bonus gift on top of that. And also, you know, it's just, I mean, it's just the Earthshaker shard. I think Tiga would love to go on.
I won't lie. I won't name any names, but I did hear another region say that Earthshaker wasn't meta, and that made me step back a bit, because, yeah.
Okay, which region? Name and shame, come on.
It was NA.
That's what I figured.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep, yeah, they're just, they haven't looked across the pond and seen the true brilliance of this hero, and like Moxie said, that shard is a stellar pickup for this hero.
Purge, what do we make up the Anti-Mage ban? We don't see that hero, I guess, is a good counter to Morph?
I'm not sure about that. The A1's obvious, like being able to prevent him from shifting his attributes is really good, but maybe AM counters their play style or something. Does AM particularly counter Morph right now, Tigo? I'm not sure. I don't think so. There was a time where it happened, but
I guess it's a Matu special.
Like that now.
Yeah, I think it's just the pacing of the game and the fact that it's one of the few heroes that, because Morph needs more time to farm, AM never has that pressure, so he'll always get to his items, and he'll be able to just have a free game just because of how Morph normally likes to play the first like 15 or so minutes. So it has, yeah, AM does normally have a pretty good time against the Morphling. He's never also kind of scared going into late game. He's very happy to play a long game into a Morphling, unlike other carries that are afraid of this kind of E-Blade threat, you know, like the trolls and these heroes that kind of walk up into it and die.
Yeah, because if he E-Blades you, you're going to lose most of your HP, so then you got to pop BKB, but AIM just doesn't have to cover that, that negative, I suppose.
Ooh, wait a second. Because what is the core? Is it now guaranteed puck? Because I know they've done AT
Flexibility.
Flexibility.
Sorry, we need this. Yeah.
That was a great dance. I wish that we had caught that, by the way. You missed a lovely dance.
My bad.
A very flexible dance.
It's just so refreshing standing up.
He's really good against Morphling, though. If you get in melee range at least, so you're going to lower all of his base armor to 0. So if they can get in melee range, Morphling's going to have some trouble here. And it amplifies magic damage, obviously, which is great with Puck Rubik. You can Dream Coil, multiple heroes, do a Spirit Stomp. That'd be a really good setup for Team Secret.
Something's happening where Team Nigma has used a total of 5 seconds in their bonus time, while Team Secret only has like 30 left.
Nigma has confidence coming into this game.
But they're snap picking this.
Yeah,
this is a prepped strat.
I don't mind that, because if you just look at the heroes, and like you can, okay, Furin could be off lane to deal with the Puck 5. Furin could be, you know, the 5 position to try and secure the Morphling farm. Doom could be this mid, like there's so many questions, and they have last pick. So it just allows them to have confidence of picking it, because they are pretty good heroes, and they have last pick to talk about it. So they'll probably eat through this reserve time, deciding on their final bans and final pick. So it's just utilizing the type of flexibility they have. Secret, though, they pick up Ursa, which is a very, very good hero against Morphling, because at all points in the game, you have kill threat. Because once you get on top of him, you will be able to shut him down. And Morphling, he has to itemize defensively, or at least play defensively with his E-Blade and the Manta to survive the threat of what that brings. And also ET Morph, it's a classic.
I really like, too, the fact, you know, they have this Ursa. He's going to want to be taking Roche, and you've got Elder Titan, who's one of the best people to like be around the pit area, being able to just go and reset any sort of engagement that goes in there. Plus, of course, you know, anytime you're in a contained space with an Earth Splitter, it's pretty nasty stuff, especially when you're a Morphling.
The Enchantress ban, this makes me assume that Secret is planning to lane ET up against the safe lane, whether it's a 4 or a 3, because that you'd be able to enchant the Spirit away. There's still Oracle is also banned in the second phase. That kind of reveals that they were thinking about ET then also.
Yep.
So probably ET for Puppy is my guess.
Why not? It could just be 3. ET Rubik, 3-4, and then a little cheeky Puck 5.
How do you transition in ET3 though? That's the difficult question. Like you can farm with Stomp or whatever, but I don't really go in drum treads, something like that to fight. But I just feel like it lacks impact. Yeah,
they have great flexibility, and it depends as well from Nigma. If this Furin's like offlane, I don't think you really want to run a Puck 5 into the Furin offlane. Maybe you want to put the Puck into the Doom. Like, there's a lot of questions to be answered, and this where Secret, they might try and keep another flexible hero here to allow themselves to answer these questions once they see another hero. Or they might have the confidence of, okay, we don't really care, these are our heroes, we'll play out our game, and they go for the Void Spirit.
Okay, so that'll give them more tempo setting outside of just what Puck or Rubik do moving around. Yeah, it looks okay. It'll match up pretty okay against all the Nigma cores.
And it's the kill threat, because you need the E-Blade to survive the Ursa, and you need the Manta to survive the silences of the Void Spirit. So now Morphling, to feel truly confident in this game, he needs 2 big items, compared to normally just 1 when you're playing into either of these heroes.
So Team Secret is giving themselves a little bit more time, wiggle room to play with to get a lead this game.
Yeah, like after this laning phase, this Morphling won't really feel confident until probably minute like 20 or a big team fight and a free Roshan. And that gives Secret that kind of window to play out their lanes and try and just kind of make the moves that they did in that previous game, just obnoxiously moving to that safe lane and pressuring the kind of greediness that Nigma presents in these heroes.
Yeah, we saw last game what they could do with the 20 minutes.
It was over.
It was as good as over. So what kind of boxes does the hero need to tick for the last one of Team Nigma? They might already know what they want, but they obviously have some time to kill here.
I kind of want to see Doom mid, Fury in offlane, and then maybe just pick up like a strong 5 right now. Someone to secure this Morphling lane. That's kind of my strongest feeling.
Well, they also banned out Invoker on the Secret side, so they're not 100% sure one either. Like, we'll ban a 5 and a mid.
It's the Tornado 5. Purge, you know? They're scared of that threat for the ET offlane.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
possible.
We've
yeah.
seen some wild fives come out, let's be really honest so far. Things that we didn't normally see before, both here and in CIS.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go with something safe. You could go with something like the Shadow Shaman, just for like that extra lockdown, perhaps, depending on, you know, because Void Spirit and Puck, of course, very elusive. But I mean, it really depends on what they, where they're laning everyone. Again, talk about flexibility.
Just a strong laner, I think, just really locks that in. And I'm trying to rack my brain to kind of
Guys,
answer what that is.
Keeper of the Light.
It's still in the pool. Ignored.
Not the sort of
Technically-
strong, but also weak.
Tundra did showcase how strong Keeper Light and Earthshaker was in conjunction, you know, securing the lane, protecting your tower, and then also reacting. So, I don't know. I can't see the hero, but
They can
Enigma
always go
picks it.
back to Grimstroke.
True.
I think they need more ability to shut things down. So
All right, we got the
Darkseer
Darkseer here. Then
3.
who is playing? We got a mid
Prophet
doom
5.
still.
Yeah, Prophet 5. So here's the Puck 5. Yep, and then the offlane ET. Okay.
okay, cool. Let's see how they do the offlane ET. I'm excited.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing is simply Darkseer normally likes an aggressive 4, and Earthshaker's a very passive 4 position. So that'll be interesting to see how much effect you get on that Darkseer.
All right, Purge says he's interested to see how this Elder Titan is going to play it out. Any other words regarding this draft, Purge, before we let you go?
Yeah, follow up on what T-Gov said. Earthshaker's gonna be passive here, and even if they fissure block Matoma Man on the Ursa, he can just, you know, do a little backflip over it. So passive lane for Nigma, I guess, but it should give them a stronger mid game. And while Replica will be kind of nice against ET and other heroes too.
All right, thank you very much. Is it going to be a more even game than game 1? Please tell me yes, T-Gov. Please. I think the people need to know.
I'm trying to remember the exact draft.
Puck, Rubik, ET, Ursa, Void Spirit versus Shaker, more of Nature's Prophet, Doom, Darkseer.
Let's rattle them off.
That'll work.
No, I think Secret, they just have the better laning presence and the push. So yeah, it's Secret. I'm sorry, the drum roll is just anticlimactic because I'm just going with Secret, which is like this one. I'm sorry. I don't see what they bring to the table. It's too much meh.
Moxie, what needs to happen for Team Nigma have a good game here?
Oh boy, I think they need to have favorable lane matchups. I think they need to get that momentum early, but I'm just really concerned because, you know, I doubted Secret a little bit that first time around, and like you saw how clean they play. You know, I think Matu went 14-0 and like 7 or something like in that first game, so I'm gonna have to hop on the Secret train here.
Come on, guys. Surely Captain Kuro has learned something from that first game and is going to put all those lessons into work, because that is the Team Nigma strategy. So far, every series in the DPC League Upper Division, Team Nigma loses the first game and then comes back with winning the 2 after that. So I am hoping for at least a game 3 here. But first, Team Nigma have to prove themselves against Team Secret in the second game. Let's hear what our commentary team has to say about this one. It is Odie.
Thank you very much, CBS. Game 2 ready to go between Secret and Nigma. And Fog, what are some of your first impressions from the drafts this time round?
I'm at a very big concern for Team Nigma, I'll be totally honest with you. With them opening with, it's gonna be Miracle's hero immediately, right? As soon as that Morphling gets showed, you know Secret's like, we have to just full out commit onto this hero, pick heroes that are all gonna counteract it, and I feel like they get the pick of the litter when they're able to set the game up like this. This Elder Titan pick is amazing. It's also into a Nature's Prophet, so he's into summons, and he's versus Morphling. And he has Rubik behind him. This looks like a really, really strong draft from Secret. And right away, look at the way that they shift the lanes. Even though that Doom was picked versus the Void Spirit, they're putting the Ursa versus the Doom. That does not sound fun for Weehaw at all.
Yeah, I mean, we saw obviously last game, Secret having that sort of switch up in where the cores were going to make sure that we are at a tough time. And you're right, yeah, Secret doing it again here, getting the Ursa versus Doom.
Yeah, and I'm worried that their draft is too passive and just too greedy. I see Morphling, I see Doom, I see Dark. I feel like every single one of these heroes, they need some time to be able to get online. They need items to be able to actually provide them any way to actually fight. While I see Secret, I feel like they can just brawl whenever they want. They don't really need items early on. Their lanes are also going to be really strong. Yeah, like I said, quite concerned for Nigma, and we're going to see how much they can actually do, especially with this Kuroki Nature's Prophet, if he's able to
Secret doing
secure
it again
the farm
here,
for Miracle.
getting
Right now he's doing a good
Ursa
job of
versus
pushing
Doom.
Epsor away.
Man, let's see.
Can't see two of these lanes being easy though. I
No,
see mid lane
like
gonna be
last
pretty
game.
hard.
Yeah.
Bottom, I feel like Darkseer lanes always just don't do too great. And then top, once the ET starts getting levels in that aura, once he hits level 3, they're gonna start just charging at Miracle.
I mean, in sort of overall though, you know, last game obviously, Nigma, their last pick being Mind Control's Beastmaster, didn't have a great time. Is it at least better, the last pick Darkseer in this game? You say it's still hard, but is it going to be as rough as the Beastmaster?
I'm just not sure. He at least gives them the combo for the team fights with the Earthshaker, but I'm just not sure what it's going to provide besides that. It's the lane, like we said, it kind of gives your lane up in a way, especially when you're playing with a passive hero like Earthshaker. It can be a bit hard to actually make it work. I'm not too sure about this one. It's just looking a little bit weird and just a little bit too greedy. It's going to take time for all these to get on. And I see a lot of fun combos and stuff too from Secret with this Elder Titan. Like, let's say if Zai gets Ags, if he's able to get Shard, when you have Puck Coil, you have other heroes that lead the charge, then you have a way to get that aura immediately on top of Morphling. So in the past, it's been a little bit harder, but now with this new Shard, you just appear on top of the stomp. So you can actually always apply your aura. And then there's Rubik versus Earthshaker. The reason that they picked this one, it used to be harder to actually steal Fissure, but now you have this insane cast range at all times to be able to actually get the opportunities. This feels like really master planning again from Secret, and I'm really hoping that the Nigma draft can surprise me some way in the mid game.
I mean, and how would you sort of imagine his impact's going to be this game on the Doom? You know, we saw last game his back got slowed down because of the matchup. This game, he's not going to have too easy of a time against the Ursa. Bottom lane, Nisha will be fine, but actually Mind Control. Puppy's going in aggressive onto him. He's got to jump away, but can they continue to look for him? He's going out with the TP and he's away back to the
Gonna bait a Kuro TP. Okay, nice. That was a nice TP from Kuro too, but Puppy just reading ahead of it there. For the Doom, it doesn't look like it's gonna be the easiest game. His lane is gonna be very hard, as we've already said.
Yeah.
Matu already taking advantage of that one. And the way that they set up too is, who do you actually want to Doom? It's probably gonna be either the ET or the Ursa in a lot of these situations. That's why they pick Nisha Void Spirit, because he can dodge and play around it and also be a counter to Morph. Doesn't feel like it's gonna be the easiest game for Weehaw to get the right target for the Doom. Miracle's farming pretty well up top, but now that he's been ditched for a moment, he actually can't walk up to the wave at all.
And
so if he does step up, they're going to throw the Spirit, and they're going to start pressuring him immediately.
Yep, has to walk away as quickly as he stepped towards it.
Yep.
Some heavy punches here from the two of them. And mid, Matu, and we get rune control. Oh, I say that though. Oh, yeah, Kuro, he's not going to want to come in on that.
They might be able to actually kill Matu if they're lucky here. He doesn't have a point in the Earthshock, and Weehaw does have his Stomp as well as the Scorched Earth. GH is spotted though. They have some potential to kill the Ursa if Matu's not careful. But now we see lanes are starting to break, and they are going for it.
Here we go. Have they got enough lockdown? It looks like they will. They bring Kuro in. Matu's trying to find We Are in return. He's not going to be able to do so. So Nigma, I mean, a very well-needed move there around the mid. They had to do something about this bear having a completely free lane against We Are.
Yeah, loving GH's just persistence to stay there. Even though I think he knew he was under vision, he has a level 3. So if he gets the block, he gets the secondary stun from the Aftershock and can do so. And now Kuroki can actually set himself up to take away bounty runes too. It looks like it's probably going to be 3 bounty runes for Nigma, and a decent punch with their greedy, very greedy lineup, getting themselves the first blood.
Top.
Miracle top. Low on the juice. Zai going to just chase him all the way back to the tower.
Yeah, he's completely out of regen now as well. Just a few stick charges to his name.
Yeah, they're stacking that hard camp with Zai so that he can get this farm, and we're seeing him having a good amount of farm, just being able to actually play the lane. While we look at bottom on the opposing side, My Control, he's suffering quite a bit here. 15 last hits.
I mean,
can't look to pressure this lane much.
On top, Kuroki, he stepped a little too far forward here. Zai Yapso able to beat him down. We sort of had the panel talk about how you sort of want to go around building the offlane Elder Titan nowadays. As you said with the shard, other than that, are you still going for sort of the just your boots upgraded into what phase or treads and into a drums? Or?
Yeah, I think if it depends on how your lane is going. If you're dominating, go phase.
Okay.
If you're really dominating, you go phase drum. And if you're really, really dominating, just go phase Ags right away. So
look at this
he can put some items in between.
Oh my goodness. Miracle's got a fair bit of strength shifted up, but still his HP's just disappearing there. Kuro, you're taking half of his health there with a punch. They do have We Are coming in to shut down Zai. Yeah, and with the Doom, they'll be able to find him. Miracle, he'd love to get that last hit. Isn't going to be the case though, as We Are will get the kill. Zai ticks down to the Doom.
Good rotation. Relieves that pressure a bit there off of the Morphling. But now Matu, he finds himself a haste bottom. He's going to do the same move on the opposing side. GH under a ward.
Cannot get away from this bear. And for sort of Matu this game, even though he starts mid, is he still going to go for the heavy farming items like the Battle Fury on his build up?
Not too sure, to be honest with you. I think he will, just because he's going to act as that 5 or as the 1 position, and he immediately does queue it up.
Yeah,
and he's playing versus the Nature's Prophet. I think he has to just go for this hard carry.
Yeah, you still do.
Because the Void Spirit's going to go for the Nisha. She's getting pressured bottom. Nisha's going to be going for like the phase Aghanim kind of build, maybe a Witchblade in between. So he wants to be this super hard transitioning carry as the Ursa. And Zai's actually, oh, look at that. Okay. So he's going to go for Midas. So they're probably feeling like they can outscale and probably maybe feeling that they have a good positioning in this game for the ET to just get levels.
Mind control.
Those are one thing that you lack.
Quick catch underneath the tower there by Nisha. I mean, yeah, because that's going to be the thing, right? If this early game remains even and Matu gets himself his Battle Fury, Zai gets a Midas, just in comparison, what sort of Nigma's chances of keeping up? I guess Doom's always going to be able to keep up because he's Doom. We are going to get a lot of farm on himself. Yeah, huge pressure on, in particular, mind control for him to be able to keep up in this game as a Darkseer against these cores that are just going to scale infinitely better with that sort of accelerator.
Yeah, and Zai will... The one thing that you do kind of lack sometimes, even though you're a 3-position ET, is finding ways to get farm and levels if you're not just constantly fighting. So this will always provide it for him, and attack speed, as he's going to go for that Aghanims build eventually. And he's forced, they forced Miracle to the jungle, which is probably what he wants to do anyway, because he has his Morbid, and they're giving the lane to the Kuroki top. But this just means that there's just free place for bottom.
Oh.
Puppey now gets the coil too.
I do have We Are by his side though, mind control.
They scan. They get the scan right behind. They actually read the movement. They had the ward watching his movements. Level 6 Puppey. Nisha just hit 6 not too long ago. Standard Puppey somehow just level 6. And they're watching the rotation. Weehaw just walking under this ward as he's making his move toward bottom. Another ward spotting him out. They're thinking about getting the go if he was too far from his teammates.
All surged up. And trying to get in it. Puppey. Oh, they're going to drop the Doom down for him. They want to secure themselves the kill, leaving no chance to jump away. And it'll get the job done. Puppey down.
I mean, Weehaw really just hates Puppey today. That's what he
lassoed him last
4 times
game,
in one game. Now he doomed him the second Doom.
Radiant's middle tower is
Looking to pressure the tower though with these ion shells, even glyphing the wave. Mind control though, getting gone on.
So at the same time, Matu is going for Kuro. Kuro's trying for the TP out. Ooh, a nice push back there from Miracle. Will keep Kuro safe.
And they can't actually turn any of this kill on the puck into any pressure. The tower takes only like 15, 20 damage after what it had initially taking. Now Nisha jumping forward, and Puppey's back.
He's able to take the bounty route. And close to bringing GH down. They'll drop the coil just down onto Weehaw. Nature's Wrath come crashing through. Puppey is able to step to the side. Now Matu's in. Weehaw's speedy though, with the drums popped. They cannot continue to chase down the Doom. Weehaw's going to be fine.
Decent little disengage there. More time for Miracle to just get his farm, not get pressured at all.
Okay, here we have the timing here. So 10-minute Midas on the offlane ET. Not a bad time at all there for Zai.
Yeah, pretty damn good. Already level 8 too, so he's gonna have very high levels just because of this, and that's gonna make him have higher levels of natural order soon. And bottom actually, oh, GH at 6, Nisha.
He wasn't ready for that at all.
Dire's middle tower.
So they are getting some pretty decent kills, keeping the game actually even here, at least in the net worth. Experience definitely leading for Secret, as they've been able to split themselves up, and of course that Midas having some good stuff. YapzOr actually finds himself an Ion Shell. Pretty decent steal when he has an Ursa and a Void Spirit. Might be able to make some stuff happen. Oh, even an ET too. He can actually go up top and look to set some stuff up with this. So they're gonna look to stop KuroKy from being able to farm up there. As KuroKy got a lot of farm, just chilling top. And getting space to farm. Anytime the Miracle's able to just back up to the jungle and they're not under any tower pressure or anything like that, you're feeling very happy for Team Nigma.
Yeah.
They're swinging over. Doom is back up in 5. Echo's on cooldown, but they're going to get a good wrap around here.
Yeah, if GH can get a good Fisher block and allow Weehaw to run someone down, get in range for the Doom.
YapzOr did see the smoke wrap around. GH revealed himself for a second. They're getting the Ion Shells prepared onto both of these frontliners.
It's going to be hard for Weehaw to get in on them now. Oh, maybe not though. Fisher sets up for the Doom, but there is backup. Kuro coming in, trapping him in the Sprout. They'll have the control to take him down. Vacuum there from Nigel onto the two of them, but Matu's in with the counter plays. Goes straight over towards Weehaw. GH taken out as Nigma. They're having to run. They've lost 3. Mind control. Is he going to be able to get himself out? He's got Surge in a second. It isn't going to come soon enough, though. A Fade Bolt to the back from YapzOr takes him down as Nigma. They commit 4 heroes and lose them all there to get that kill on Nisha, as Secret really make them pay for that.
Matu turns up right before he has his Battle Fury finished. Now he gets a couple kills, has the Battle Fury done, and another great read. Secret set up so quickly and just TP'd instantly to set up for that fight and just outnumber. As soon as they saw GH, it seemed like they were aware that this gank was coming in, and they just, such quick frequency. And when you show up to these fights with so many numbers versus ET at this point in the game, that's like size, like, oh, hell yeah, give me these spirits. He just gets it through like 3-4 heroes, and he's dealing unreal damage. KuroKy might find 3 couriers here.
Oh, yeah. He's found 1. He's found 2. Nice bit of goal for the team.
Mid. We hot. We'll be okay. And Miracle did get some good space out of that whole pressure that was happening up top. He was able to finish bottom tower and at least get his Yasha done. So he's getting the space to farm. And with this greedy draft, I think anytime that they are able to do this, it's okay. Like, losing the 4 heroes obviously isn't great, but anytime that they can buy for Miracle is good.
No, we're seeing it. I mean, is this going to work out for in this game? He's going for the Manta into Ags. He wants to make those Q plays. I imagine with the Shaker, right? That's the intention here. And
he's gonna the totem's gonna be low level though for GH.
Yeah, he's only got the
take time.
Yeah, we'll see if he starts to shift points into it now.
Yeah. He has a lot of different things that he can do in this game too. Like when he does have Ags as well. Like if he turns into the enemy Void Spirit, he gets he has a lot of different plays that he can do. He just has to watch to not get caught too many times as they're really on the hunt. Nisha, Spirit Vessel done. There's no Manta on Miracle. Puppy finds him.
They're in with the jump. As you said, that Vestal causing huge issues here for Miracle. Can he get himself out? He's going to be dragged back by the Telekinesis into the Remnant, but not quite enough damage to kill him. Weehaw coming in with the saving grace of the Doom down on Tanisha as Miracle could turn and fight back. They're able to protect their morph and even find Puppy here as well by the looks of it as they run him down with the Iron Shell damage. Puppy, he's out with the orb. And they got anything else to throw out? Fisher in a few seconds is going to be up before the orb is, but Puppy will have a phase shift to play around with. And he's got him. He's got him, GH.
Quick response from Nigma this time around. Just like last time, Secret were the ones with the quick TPs. This time they help out their buddy. And yeah, just getting the coil from the tree line, but not getting any type of silence or disable. He gets the full shift off. Even if he's affected by Vessel, it's a full shift. Not quite enough damage there. If they had Zai, definitely be able to get the kill, but Zai was busy farming. Same thing with Matu. As we see it again. Just really able to get the morph off, and he has a lot of wand charges, and yeah, he didn't really care too much about it. Weehao's getting close to BKB now too after that. So he's going to be able to be that constant threat of just charging in and letting his teammates set up for their spells, as GH is getting close to a blink. So that'll be really nice when they get these two item timings together. They can actually kick off some fights pretty nicely. But now, Secret, they see an opportunity for them to get into the Roche pit while Doom is down.
Yeah, there won't be any chance for Nigma to get her in time. The speed that Matu can tear down the Roshan. So there we go, Aegis, and good to go. This Blink Battle Fury, his farm's going to continue at a very impressive pace. Miracle.
Very even game so far, though.
It is.
Less than 1k gold lead, and experience still leading for Secret, probably because of this Midas and the way that they distributed the resources early. But yeah, pretty good stuff so far from Nigma. With this greedy draft, they're making it work. And Kuro now blanketing the bottom side with wards. This, to me, says, Miracle, you're staying bottom for the next long time, and this is me trying to protect you. That's Kuro. Whoop, dancing around Zai.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Zai, use your Midas. There we go.
He got it, he got it. He's scouting with his spirit.
Oh.
He's actually getting set up on.
He's looking in a lot of trouble here. Quick moves from Nigma as he shows himself in the lane. Matu. He's going to be able to get at least, or is it GH? Oh,
okay.
They got him. Top lane, Nisha Puppy. Making the aggressive play onto mind control. The two of them, though, not quite enough burst to bring him down. They've got to run. Weehao's in.
No, he has a hood.
And he's ready to chase. He's coming in. He's got the Doom ready to drop. Does he want to pop it? Oh, he's looking for Puppy. I'd rather have Nisha, though. Nisha, the bigger of the two targets, but Nisha's away.
So many of these elusive heroes that you got to get the pump fake going for the Doom. Can't quite get it off onto any of them. But tough kill. Now, I can't believe they actually went for mind control there under the tower. Maybe just trying to force some reaction, which they did get, and now they can look to hit mid. But an ambitious go from Team Secret. And now without Echo up, they're feeling pretty confident to go for the siege here.
I see Matu already ready to look for some more here. 3 minutes still on the Aegis.
He's trying to keep control of that enemy jungle because they know that Miracle has full control of theirs. GH now looking to keep playing around bottom for this Morphling. He can still always be able to find kills if they are not prepared for this jump. With all this ward coverage that Kuroki gave from earlier, this is a nice way to play around the Morphling.
I mean, Matu, yeah, he wants to go for this with the surge coming to an end.
Oh, wow,
He's committing, and he's got it. Now this Blink, I mean, doing wonders, of course, as well for just chasing down these heroes surging away. He's always ready to catch up.
Puppy setting up down for bottom. Look at the vision coverage. 4 wards committed just to protect Miracle bottom. They understand how important it really is. It's saving Private Miracle this game. As they really want to try to find any aggressive moves onto Puppy, but won't be able to. Basher now finished for Matumba.
Radiant are scanning.
He is really scary on this Ursa.
Yeah, he's coming down as well, ready to fight.
Maybe looking to bait Puppy.
Yeah, let's see if they fall for it. Vicious setup. They're going to come in with the jump, but there's Matu with the counterplay. Straight away takes down GH. He's going to look towards Miracle. Miracle's trying to run, but the backup's here from Secret. Telekinesis into the Ether Remnant drag back. Miracle popping the Manta that he's spit out to the side there, into the sleep. They cannot get him out.
And look what, it might not seem like a big spell, but look at Yapsor. Almost full strength morph, and he has the strength stun. So these are 3-second stuns that he can be dishing out from super far range in the fights. And such a bait. Puppy, they're reading the map so perfectly. They know how they want to play bottom. They just bait this Morphling in. I'm really watching for these adaptive strikes from Yapsor. This is the distance that you can cast this from too, and even pushing them out of position can definitely be problematic for a Morphling. As just like that, up to a 4K gold lead, 8,000 experience lead. They get the one kill. The one kill on Miracle.
they
and it
got-
just completely halts Nigma from being able to really do anything.
I mean, you got to imagine that Nigma is going to be much more careful about being baited like that now.
Yep.
You know, that was
Don't go
definitely
for
a
the
bit of a
5
wake-up
position
call.
anymore.
For sure.
Yeah, it's like they love killing Puppey, but you know, at some point it is a bit of a bait. Even though he is so farmed as these 5 positions always, have to be a little more careful. Puppey has blink now. Secret probably looking to pick up the pace a bit here whenever they do find these opportunities.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Puppey.
attack.
They really want Puppey.
They
Puppey
do.
throws an orb to scout him out. He jumps away.
Radiant
To say a sort of continuation from the last game, where it was sort of just all in on Puppey. That was the strat.
Radiant's middle tower has
The Puppey puck also especially is such a nuisance for months and months now that he's been picking it first for himself, and it really feels like every time they pick it, it's literally only been Puppey playing it. I feel like nobody else really takes it.
We'll see this bait again. Perfectly done. All to plan for Secret there. And Miracle just not quite able to make it away from this. There's Puppey having a bit of a giggle there. He's having,
I didn't.
he's having a good time. He's having a bit of smart. We've got the camera in the right position today. We can see his emotions.
I mean, it's, when you can read a play like that, you definitely feel really good about yourself as
Yeah.
a 5, right? You're like, yo, I'm baiting the hell out of them, and then they jump. You're like, I told you. Definitely has to be feeling himself a little. Zai, there it is. The Aghanims is done. So he has his
All right.
massive threat potential now inside of these fights. I think
Oh
you
my
may have to
goodness.
doom him, actually. I'm pretty sure he's the main doom target for Weehaw now.
I think so as well. I mean, sure, like Nisha's annoying, but he's definitely not going to do as much damage as Zai is running through these
Yeah,
fights.
Zai's
punching
gonna just-
people. Yeah.
He really is going to just take over the fight if he gets like 1 or 2 good spirits off.
Yeah.
And he's also he enables the rest of his team to do a lot more damage too, right? And that's just going to instantly dispel it. It's just not going to allow him to
Yeah,
frontline.
you absolutely, you doom him every time, for sure. And that's the sort of the nice thing, right? He's going to be pretty easy to doom right now. There's nothing to really stop him from getting caught out by it. As he's going to be right on the front lines, of course, trying to provide that aura and punch people down. So Weeha's got an easy target in these team fights.
Yeah, they still have this base ward, so they're actually seeing Secret set up for this big defense bottom right now. So let's see what Nigma does with this information as Miracle actually immediately just gets leashed.
Starting to go on him. See what sort of backup they have for him. Into the lift, into the damage from Matuma. He's dead, and now he's tried to come in on this. He's got to run. He's dropped the Doom down onto the bear, and that Doom's not going to do anything at all. He was trying to do his best to help Miracle, but that's all he had to offer, and it didn't stop him from taking down Miracle literally throughout the duration of that telekinesis. This bear's starting to get very scary.
And now, if anything, he actually hurt Miracle more because he gave Doom. So now for the next position, they're just going to blink Doom him.
Oh.
And the cast range, as we all know for the new
It's
Rubik,
global.
is absolutely ridiculous.
It's
pretty
crazy,
much global,
yeah.
exactly.
It's insane. And with the ether lens, of course, on top of the passive.
Yeah, now it's super hard for Miracle to do what he wants to do and play this greedy pushing style down bottom. And he has committed for that Aghanims. So when Void Spirit gets his Ags, there's now going to be silences for the Morphling too, and he only has a Manta to play around it. There's so much that Miracle's going to have to be addressing. Secret starting to take control of this game. Well, sure, only 4K gold lead, but 15,000 experience lead. They're just getting way more out of the map.
But 15,000?
15,000 experience.
That's a lot of XP. That's a lot of XP.
Dire's top tower.
Mind
Puppies,
control. They're ready and
The
waiting.
Doom.
Straight into the Doom. He's trying to run, and he's going to follow. Maybe they can get a deny at least. Weeha's trying to come in onto the app, so he's put the BKB, but Matty's right by his side. Weeha's got to be careful. As the BKB being used, they'll kite it out for now. Nisha's ready to go back in, maybe when the BKB comes to an end. As Weeha trying to split for the rest of his team. Kuro will try and escape, hidden in the Sprout. Will actually get forced nicely out of it there by the Fisherman GH, and that actually keeps Kuro alive. For now, Puppey's still hunting. Nisha is as well, actually. They do end up finding him in the trees. Nisha getting the kill onto Kuro, despite their best efforts to get him out of there.
Hey, at least the Darkseer, at least Mind Control ate the Doom for his Morphling,
Tank
right?
the Doom.
On that initiation, so at least Miracle's probably like, okay, cool. Now I don't have to worry about that in the next 2 minutes or so.
Sure. That's something.
But still definitely seeing Secret just continuing to look for all these battles.
I mean, and Matt is
Zai is
so farm right now.
Yeah. Zai is doing the Ag Shard build after the Aghanims. I had a feeling he would too, because it feels really cool versus the Morph. Especially if he's coiled, you're always gonna just appear right next to him, right on top of your Spirit.
The seeds of fortune.
Yeah, he bought it. He committed for it. Awesome. I actually have not. I've only tried this once in practice. I haven't seen any actual players do it, so I'm really excited to see it.
I mean, it's super strong, right? Especially when you have the Ags, because you're immediately going to get that magic immunity when you turn up and you're in the center of the fight. So yeah, you're going to be a huge issue to deal with.
Coil.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's got some really cool potential, and
yeah.
Let's see what Nigma does to be able to deal with it. Let's GH still only level 1 totem. Miracle has Ags done, so the totem plays are not going to be as impactful.
But I mean, it's still cute stuff to play around with from the other team. I mean, is there anything else that he's going to be looking towards to use them off against?
He can turn into the ET. Get the ET Spirit. Get himself a free BKB in the team fight. Get plus 300 damage.
Now that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, as long as he can get it off.
That sounds pretty good.
Keep himself in the midst of the fights without, as long as he doesn't get initiated and jump.
Sure. He's going to turn into the Shaker still.
Pops the Arcade Rune after turning into the Shaker too. And oh, that's a Fissure stolen for Yapstor. That's a big steal. Also, for those who don't know, it doesn't really make too much of a difference, but when you steal at Fissure, you get Aftershock. So when if someone's standing next to him and he lifts, he'll have Aftershock around him. If someone's standing next to him and he Fade Bolts, he'll have Aftershock stun around him. Just something to point out.
Wait, why? What?
I don't know. It's just
that doesn't make any sense. He doesn't even have a shard himself.
It's tied to Fissure. It's just a mechanic. Jump mid.
And now with the coil on and mind control, they might just find themselves another. Into the sleep stomp. He's gone.
Fight's looking hard for Nigma to approach, even though they attempted with this smoke to swing over to that Rosh. Now with 2 dead, it's a free Roshan for Secret.
It really is. Straight to the pit. But that does, I mean, as you say, well, that sounds very peculiar. Well, it's tied to Fissure.
It's tied to Fissure.
Even though he does not have an Ag Shard himself.
You can even see it too. Like if he's standing next to creeps and he Fade Bolts, you'll see the AoE around him get the little Aftershock stun. It's probably not useful in a lot of situations, but I mean, if some situations it might make a difference.
Yeah.
If you're versus like an army of like illusions or something, and you actually are just gonna chain stun the illusions. So.
Oh man, he's got Miracle.
Miracle? Oh no.
Oh. Well, that's an oof right there.
Now Nisha has an Ags. And a Ceremonial Robe on top for him too, so more status resistant magic damage, and this Morphling, every time he's dead, it feels like an eternity. Because they just have no pressure on the map whatsoever when he does go down. Secret just really taking control really quickly here. Matu.
He's already looking for his next target.
Oh yeah, Abyssal's up in 3 seconds.
Oh, mind control. Oh, he's in trouble. He's in a whole lot of trouble. Hey, this game's really ramped up in pace. It was a close beginning between the two teams, but now 29 minutes in, Secret starting to just break Nigma apart.
And they find GH too.
It just doesn't stop.
Any type of split push, it never stops. Secret. The Mercy is gone.
Just sort of the moment where it really seemed that Nigma sort of just switched themselves off a little bit, started to be less, sort of coordinated with these moves. You can't allow that against Secret. Secret will immediately punish that and just get such a huge lead off the back of a few misplays.
Yeah. Not seeing much hopes for many of the heroes. It's just Miracle really for any hope in the game. And look at all these counters. Again, my control. Bottom 2 net worth, the supports have surpassed him again on the side of Secret.
And they
just find so much out of the map, and they're just not able to utilize. It seems like both games are not able to utilize their offlaner much. Not able to have my control.
We are? I mean, this has just turned into a highlight reel of Nigma's cores dying.
Yep. Just feels like they can do nothing. Secret just moving around his
Hey,
unit.
got the courier. There you go, Kuro's happy.
Okay, he got something. My god, what a beatdown this has become. Everyone on Secret looks like they're just running around doing their own thing now. Everyone's just showing in lanes. And Nigma, they can't do anything to punish it.
And it feels a little bit weird, right? So this build from Miracle, and we saw, you know, he's changing into the Shaker, but it just, with the low points and Enchant Totem, what does it sort of offer? Your whole build-up this game has been towards this ability to use it against the opponents, and it just doesn't seem that threatening.
No, it does not. And, you know, T-Governor said it on the panel, too. It's like, this Morphling is going to have a hard time until he has his two big defensive items, the Mant and the BKB. And since he's omitted from going for the BKB, it's super hard for him to fight. There's so many different silences and control that will take care of Miracle because of the way that Secret covered their draft. Remember, it's first two Morphlings, so they knew exactly what to pick and how to itemize versus this pick. Nigma trying to get something on the map here, swinging down toward bottom. Nisha.
Oh, Nisha's in.
Doomed.
Immediately doomed. This time round, Nigma outnumbering Matu and Puppet. They're ready to chase. They're going to be able to find Weeha. Weeha's going to put the BKB, try and get himself away from this. Matu's in with the Abyssal. The swipe stacking up as Weeha goes down. The sleep stomp onto Mind Control as he'll try to surge himself away. Matu committing with the BKB, trying to run down KuroKy. Miracle's trying to look for some of the easier targets. He'll go towards Zai. Chasing him down. He will manage to get the kill. And Miracle, he's cleaning them up one by one. It's working. 3 kills for him as he finds Nisha and then following it up with both Puppy and Zai getting taken out. It's signs of Miracle starting to do it.
Signs of hope as GH is starting to get levels too, so that Enchant Totem is higher level too. So that's definitely a small game. They need a couple more of those, especially if they can catch Nisha on the front line like that.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Still though, Matu going pretty much
still looking. Yeah,
unchecked in these team fights, and with the Swift Blink done level 25, anybody he jumps on, he gets sort of one bash into to the follow-up of the Abyssal Blade active. He's going to be taking them down 100-0.
He's going to kill anyone who shows. Weeha might have to be careful how he shows. Okay, he's okay. Matu's going to back up. But that was a little scary for a second. As Nigma punch back hard. And now they get to get some decent wards out on the map too to control this area for Miracle again to take reign. And KuroKy's, I didn't even notice how farm KuroKy actually was after that too. And Orchid finished up. So he'll be able to play around and he'll be able to actually counteract maybe Puppy. He might be able to do some decent stuff in the fights here versus this Puck and versus this Rubik now. Very tall hill to climb, as Miracle really has his work cut out for him. It's still only level 3 Enchant Totem, but very close. I'm actually surprised GH took his talent instead of maxing it, but whatever.
GH also with the Force to maybe give some chance to those being jumped upon by Matu. At least split them away from the bear for a second.
Secret smoking up, looking to get a high ground advantage. Everything is up for Team Nigma right now. They are kind of split up at the moment.
Miracle. They're going to find him.
He's just dead instantly. GH. Ooh. Nisha was on the hunt.
And this is, we've seen this happen for most of the last 10 minutes. Anytime that the Nigma split up, somebody's gonna die. Secret, they're gonna be able to get Matu in position, and Matu's gonna get the kill.
They just have such a distance to be able to catch heroes, really. If they split up at all, everyone on Secret has a way to gap close on top of these heroes. Even Zai with the stomp as a gap closer. As Weeha.
Got him outside of the base.
Set up on.
He's gonna put the BKB in an attempt to get out of here. Matu staying on target. He's not gonna chase up to the high ground though. As Weeha able to step back into the safety of his teammates.
Just going for the ice armor as well too. Ice armor plus his Shiva, so that good defense versus the Ursa. Definitely helping him out there. Matu now, they're just gonna build toward, I think Linken's on, I'd imagine on a couple heroes to protect versus these Dooms. Yeah, Linken's being built on Zai, Linken's built on Matu. Didn't see what Nisha's queued up. Nisha's going for the BKB still to cover himself, so. Preparing themselves for the later stages of the game, as they are still giving some respect to Nigma, as this Morphling can still carry. It is an uphill battle, but They are itemizing just in case for that. And keeping their careers now in the Roche pit.
Yeah, that'll be the next objective here for Secret for sure. I still don't feel any need to rush it. Yeah, that's Kuro's next item complete. With the E-Blade.
He can protect first of that Ursa pretty decently.
Absolutely.
Whoever that Matu does get the Abyssal Blade on, if Kuro's got quick fingers, he can help him out. Puppy's hunting right now. Getting some information with the orb, but an Arcane Rune spawns bottom. We will jump in.
Oh, he wants it. And he will be able to get it. But he's had to put the BKB. Matu's in on top of him, and he's down. And he gets the Doom off, but that's not going to be good news for him. As that Doom won't do anything at all. Matu able to easily step away. And with Weehart dead for a minute, Secret could look to get some damage done here to the base.
Without Doom, I don't know how they hold this. This is going to be a real work cut out for Nigma to hold this high ground. It's 45 seconds. It's very likely for Arax to just go down here when Secret does full commit. So maybe just full commit bottom with Kuroki and with Miracle.
He's just diving in. He's ready to go under the tier 4s. He knows how strong he is right now, Matu. He's over to Miracle. Miracle is taunted, pulled back by the Remnant. He's dead as well.
Oh my god.
Matu just taking them out inside of the base. He's ready to go for Mind Control again. Mind Control's dead. It's a triple kill for Matu. They just can't fight him. That's a dieback on Mind Control.
I'm so surprised they actually came back to the base to defend with these two instead of just consistent with the split push bottom. Matu saw the opportunity. He's like, oh, maybe if the Morphling's showing like that and they see him for even a hot second, they're going to jump him with all this disable and control. Slip up there from Nigma, causing massive problems as Matu hit the Roche. Easily able to kill it and pick up everything. This shard is very tough to keep track of with the Ursa, I have to say. The fact that it makes the same noise, I'm like, wait, he's enraging a lot. I think it actually threw off a couple of them in the fights too.
Yeah, it makes it very hard for you to sort of plan when to go on him.
Yeah.
You don't know if DD's...
or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now Lincoln's finished on the Ursa. Lincoln's also, I believe... Oh, it actually switches. I went for a Silver Edge instead, so he's just looking for hunting. And they're starting to just get such overwhelming control of the game. 28,000 gold lead and 45,000 experience lead.
I mean, it's getting to those sort of insane numbers that we have seen in some of these Secret games when they're taking down a team.
And they're swinging over. They're predicting the movements. Ooh, can't quite get Kuroki there, but they're predicting that the split push is going to start coming. So they're clearing out those sidelines, looking for these greater treants. They actually got stuck in the trees this time around, but now they can pick up these tier 4 items as well, kit themselves for the next battle.
Matu's out for blood. He's ready to find someone.
Yep.
And yeah, Nigma definitely respecting the fact that they don't know what's out here. They're into the base.
They give Puppy the refresher shard since he has the Aghanims, so those coils are going to be very effective versus these BKB cores.
Let's see what they get with this one. They're going to try and maybe sort of bait Kuro up top. It's only Puppy.
Get Puppy again. Here it comes. They got him.
They got Puppy. Weehar's kind of trapped.
Not coming. Weehar's
Dude, he's trapped by the two fish. Oh, that was a little spooky there. Was trapped momentarily there by the two fishers of his teammates. But he's able to get his way out. Can he get on it? He wants to jump.
Waiting for Matu.
He's in onto Nisha. Nisha's pretty tanky though. Buyback's going to come out from Puppy. They'll be able to block him off with the Fisher. Over to the side. Puppy looking for the counter initiation of Matu. He's ready to start charging in. He's going to begin to run them down. Zai's in with the stomp. A Stolen Doom drop down onto Weehart. As Weehar's out, Nisha will end up living.
And Puppy's looking for a catch. They actually see Miracle for a second here. He has the blink.
He's got the catch. He's got the coil down. It's going to give time for Matu to close in. He's got a few stuns to throw out here, but nothing else left to save him. Miracle out of the game for 100. No buyback on the morph. Secret 30,000 gold lead. And Nisha, he's even finding his own little bit of action down bottom. Kuro in the trees, trying to run away from this. He's ticking down to the Spirit Vessel, trapped up by the creeps. Kuro's down and taking the base. As it really does seem there's nothing that Nigma can do right now.
No, and Puppey level 25 before Nisha is just by the way there. Even before his eyes level 21. Puppey just insanely high level as, yeah, just cleaning up the base, no morphling. Again, Secret just masterclassing it 32 to 14. There was maybe some small hopes for Nigma in the mid game, but Secret just barely giving up any of these kills. Like Matu's 16-1. These core heroes again.
It just fell apart so quickly for Nigma in this game. You know, when we look back to the early stages where it was close, but when it fell apart, it just really fell apart. That whole period where they were losing core after core in all these different situations. Matu jumping in. The invis will save him for now. As he actually reveals himself and allows Matu to just jump back in on top of him. Stolen Fissure out. Weear's dead. He has got a buyback available, but Mind Control, he does not. They'll have Miracle back in 20 seconds. Maybe they'll give it one more chance here. Secret, they're ready to close it. They're onto the tier 4s. They've got the fortification. Miracle up in 10, along with Kuro, GH, and a Weear buyback.
They'll get one more shot at a fight. At a 43k deficit, with all 5
45k
heroes
now
at the top of the net worth.
What can they pull off? As Puppey's already in, tries to put the refresher, but he instantly gets silenced. They got the Stolen Fissure, though, out onto pretty much the entire team. They're catching the 4 of them, Yapzor, as they're ready to take him down one by one. Miracle has to wait for him back to the safety of his fountain. We are trying to run down Puppey. He wants to kill Puppey. We'll see if he gets him inside the base. Meanwhile, Nisha and Matu looking for the kill on Miracle, and they'll get him. Matu in on top of him once again, and Weear won't even be able to get Puppey as Puppey taunts him, running away. And now Nisha's ready to come forward as Weear, he'll live for a little bit here with the cloak. He's out to the side, but they've found him. Another Fissure dropped down from Yapzor. Weear just being toyed with by Secret as he'll go for the TP out with the remainder of his BKB. He'll get away, but the Ancient in a whole lot of trouble here. Matu, he's more than happy to continue to pad his stats, pick up more action. As Secret just playing around with Nigma outside of the fountain. In they go, onto Weear. He will live again, GH. Just having a bit of fun here, dropping Echo Slams as Matu is ready to dive. Into the fountain he goes, takes out GH, takes out Kuroki. He's going to be able to get Weear as well. They'll call it now. They'll tap themselves out. GG is there, 45k lead to end it up, 41 to 16 as Secret.